we go. 1, 2, 3. Kilgallon's Pub, sitting here with my man, Marty DeRosa. How are you, Marty? You look so damn good.
Thanks, man. I'm feeling good.
I like that jacket.
Thanks.
New gift from the girlfriend.
Yep. Life's good.
Look sharp. I'm getting fat.
That's why
I
you gotta
weigh.
get one of these.
Does it slim you down a little?
It's all illusions.
I weighed myself. Lately, I've been weighing myself, and I'm the heaviest I've ever been.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I was in Los Angeles and people were like, "You look thin," and I go, I'm covering it well.
Yeah.
Slim wear, you know. I weigh 191 the other day. Today I weighed 190. Are you still have a gym membership, or is that just part of a bit?
No, I have a gym membership, and I have a gym in my building now.
Oh, so you're getting rid of the membership and then focusing on the building?
No, I've just been too lazy to.
Do you go to either?
My bit. No, I haven't gone for a little while. I've been this. So after I recorded the album, I kind of like took like a little vacation, and then we went to Disney World and stuff, and just been busy and traveling a lot. So I haven't been. I'm just kind of like waiting for the moment to, get
I
shredded
hear you.
again.
I'm chalking it up to the holidays too, because from Halloween through Thanksgiving. Halloween, you got so much damn candy. My kid's 1.5, so he wasn't eating his candy. A lot of it, I'm not stuffing his face with candy. You don't want some sugared up 1.5-year-old running around ruining your day. So I had a lot of candy that I had to take care of and consume because I have a thing in my brain where I'm like, I can't let a Snickers go to waste.
Okay.
Fuck that, right?
Yeah.
And then it rolls into Thanksgiving, and then people use the excuse though. They go, well, it's the holidays. What do you expect? I don't want to do that. And I've also said to people recently that my New Year starts now. Because I hate the people who are always like January 1st. I'm going to go out and get them. You just got to
wait them out a little bit. They'll all be gone soon.
Yeah, but I want to get a jump start on them.
Yeah.
Right. I want to be ahead of the game.
Do you remember when we were starting comedy, and around the New Year, everybody would go to open mics like crazy?
Yes.
And then like a gym, they would start dwindling off.
They totally would.
Yeah.
You'd see lists of like 60 comics, like bad open mics
like,
even.
Or people would come back, they're like, "Get used to this face, baby. I'm fucking back." And then after a little while, you'd be like, they're gone.
After that first bomb, would be like, it was good seeing Mikey there for a while.
Oh, that's why I quit. I'm fucking gone.
Mikey was a generic name. There's no one named Mikey specifically I was using.
No one named Mikey has ever quit comedy.
Never. So,
or started comedy or have anything.
There's just nothing to do with it, to be honest.
Mikey, that name is.
That's your go-to. People have go-to places they make
never
fun
even
of.
heard
Go-to
that.
name.
So yeah, I don't know. But
what do you think I should do? You think I should get a gym membership or just start doing some push-ups?
I got a couple ideas for you.
Can I be a Mark Wahlberg guy and just wake up at 4:30 and go nuts?
First of all, he stole that from The Rock.
Well, look at those guys. They're successful.
Yeah.
I would like find me one person who wakes up.
They both say they were clean on Pain and Gain. Yeah. Yeah, right.
I don't
Mark
believe
Wahlberg
The Rock's.
It's all about diet, baby.
I don't believe either of them are. I think they put the work in, but I definitely think they've been tapping that mother vein. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you think The Rock might have done roids
Oh
before?
my God! Is that bold? Is that too bold to say?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't have any inside information?
No.
No, of course you don't.
Like he doesn't have calf implants or anything like that.
No, he didn't.
Or have reconstructive breast surgery.
Yeah, that's not why he wore a tank top for a long ass time, right? Afraid to show the nips. You never notice that? You don't see The Rock's nips anymore.
Samoan, they put on a lot of weight. It had nothing to do with coming off.
Because he used to show his nips, right?
Nips?
His nipples.
Yeah.
He used to have. Yeah, he used to be shirtless. He used to just wear like the what do you call them? The trunks.
Trunks.
I used to call them underwear when I was a kid.
Yeah, well.
When I was like 7, I'd be like, if I was a wrestler, I wouldn't wear underwear. I'd wear something different.
Yeah.
I'd be like DDP, have my body taped up for no damn reason.
Yeah.
Diamond Dallas Page, just taping it up like that, and then do the upside down Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Jay-Z stole that from DDP. Didn't
DDP
DDP suit him?
Yeah.
Did he win?
Yeah.
Fucking A, right. He should have. Jay-Z can be stealing stuff.
But here's what I think.
Artists.
Layer
up.
up.
Oh, see, I thought you would give me like advice on how to lose. I just want to lose about 5 to 10 pounds.
Work out.
Just work out. All right, that's
and it doesn't matter what it is. Just do whatever. It doesn't matter if it's like Monday I do this too. Just work out.
Just work out.
Do whatever you like to do.
I got to eat less. I
Here's
want to just give up the booze.
Cut your hair shorter.
Is the hair too long?
Yeah,
would take about half a pound off?
Yeah. I think you need a shorter haircut. If I were you, I would put like a 2 on and buzz it.
Go all the way?
I'd put a 2 or 3 on there and buzz it.
I don't know. I kind of like having a little bit more on top than on the sides. Why are you pushing this?
And you'd look younger too.
I don't know. I look more mature.
If we had the technology right now, we would go, come on, let's go. And they would play Pretty Woman, and I would give you a makeover. And
what else should I do?
Clothes. We got to get you some.
I feel like I've been dressing better this past 6 months.
You've been dressing better.
Thank you. Yeah. Because I know for a while people would make fun of the way I dressed.
I would.
Just like Lisa Traeger was on the podcast.
What's your shoes? I'd get you some nice boots.
I need. You know what? I have nice boots, but I gotta get a Scotch guard because they're suede.
Okay. I get you a pair.
Because
Like
otherwise they'll get fucked up in the
get a
snow.
pair of Red Wings.
Think Red Wings?
Yeah.
Because
All-American
these are like
shoes
kind of
for
like
an all-American boy.
suede boots. All right.
Let's get you some Red Wings.
Or Wolverine. That's even cheaper.
Or Wolverine. It's
There
not
we
that
go.
much cheaper.
Okay. Still an
Let's get you
American
some
boot.
Red Wings. You get some good jeans. I feel like jeans are fine.
Jeans are fine on me. Yeah, I get some good jeans.
What do we do? Like a
Jeans that make my dick show.
Your jacket's
You
okay.
know what I mean?
Your jacket selections are okay.
I think the outerwear is my one thing that people do give me credit for. The brown leather jacket's good. I mixed the brown leather jacket with the hoodie combo, right? I got a separate one where I got the hoodie that had like Sherpa lining, and that works well with the brown leather. The parka, which is nice because I have the fur, but I can take the fur off and go no fur on the parka. Really good. And then I've got an assortment of bomber jackets. And
why don't you ask your listeners if they should? If
any
you should cut your hair
listeners,
short?
we're live.
Should we buzz Joe?
It'd be great if our producer James Webb's like, literally no one's watching
Should
live
we
right
buzz
now.
Joe?
No one's watching live.
We got 3.
3 people. All right, that's
all right.
fine. Hey, we just started. It's okay. This is
Should we
only
buzz
week
Joe?
2 of doing a live stream.
Should we buzz Joe?
Should we buzz Joe? How would you guys like to see me dress? Boots, you might be right on the footwear. Although I've been wearing these are bad. It's because the weather's shit. So why would I wear these? Are dirty shoes.
Those are the worst.
Why would I wear clean? These are bad.
Oh no!
Here, I'm gonna take it off and show the
you're
camera.
A dad. You don't
Oh
have to
shit!
wear
Just
those.
kick the whole thing.
Oh no!
These are white. When these were brand
Oh,
new though, they were
no.
white as shit and they look dope as fuck on stage, man. I'm serious. But no, I used to dress bad. Lisa Traeger had told me when she was on the podcast that I dressed like someone who really loved 4th grade gym, like who just was super into gym class and never got over it. And I go, you know what? Touche, because that's pretty dead on actually.
But then you just
I did
you
love gym
find
class.
one thing you like and you just wear it all the time.
Yeah, I am
what
one.
you
Do you do that one thing you like and you just over?
Yeah.
You had that jean jacket with the hood combo.
Yeah.
That was a good look on
But now
you.
everybody wears black jeans, black t-shirt, and a denim jean jacket. So it's like,
Black jeans is horrible.
nah, man.
I think black jeans is bad.
Nah, dude, they're great.
Okay, black jean shorts,
No.
bad.
Yeah,
Black
you don't wear
jeans?
black jean
Okay,
shorts.
I don't know. I'm not into black jeans. I think blue jeans is the way it goes. That's just my personal
Oh,
opinion.
you black jeans? No, I wouldn't. Let
No,
you wear
black jeans wouldn't go well on
As
me.
your stylist,
I'm
I wouldn't
too
let you wear
white
black
for
jeans.
black pants.
Yeah, I wouldn't let you.
like
just
that.
wear a darker denim.
A darker denim. I do have like an olive green that works well for me.
With your
Anyone
skin?
else here? 2 men.
With your
Yes,
skin?
yes.
It's flush. It's gonna.
I got the olive green jacket that people dig,
Nah,
man.
nah.
So you were real quick. We could go back and forth in my fashion, and I don't think any of us will be satisfied with the results. You, my friend, went to Disney.
Yeah,
How was that?
it's okay.
Why are you laughing at me right
I
now?
don't know.
Because of the way I changed subject
You're
matter.
very serious. You did
don't
like
know.
a Comics Unleashed thing. Now,
Hey,
recently,
what happened when you were in Disney?
someone told me you were at Disney recently.
I do actually. I did want to.
Yeah, I went to Disney. It was
Look,
okay.
I don't
Everyone
really-
there looks like they're not happy to be there. So many bad tattoo choices by people there. Oh,
Isn't there any large outdoor
Oh.
outings in general, though?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you just look at everybody and you're like, if you want to feel good, go to Disney. You'll feel so good about yourself.
I felt that way
Everyone
about
there is
Vegas.
Terrible.
Vegas
Everyone
is
looks
just.
bad. The Avatar ride was the coolest thing in the world.
What's it do? Is it just really fast? Is it like Space Mountain?
it's like I guess like virtual reality type of thing or something. I don't know.
You
Shit
ever
was so good.
stop and think how powerful Disney is?
Yeah.
They own everything.
Yeah.
Like, they could have people killed. They probably do.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't taken over a country yet.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. What
This
country?
country.
This one. Yeah,
America,
basically.
open your eyes, people. I like
Yeah,
this
Marty and I are
podcast.
both drinking Miller Lights right now.
I like this
Dude,
conspiracy.
we could
theory
go
podcast.
conspiracy theory if you want. We can do whatever it takes. Whoa.
I mean, I could drop one on you.
You got a new one for me? Let's have at it.
Well, I don't even know if I should be talking.
This is the
about
shit we
this.
talk about at the bar when me and you were hanging out,
I
which
don't
we've
even know
done
if I
many
should
a
be
time.
talking about
I once saved his life.
Listen.
While you think about it, real quick, let me tell this story.
Oh yeah.
I once saved his life. He was drinking at a bar that doesn't exist anymore in Chicago.
He also once tried to fight me at a bar. So it
Yeah,
all
that
evens out.
that too. I actually mentioned that on this podcast before.
Yeah.
I said I was in the wrong. We both were. You were at a bar called Ace Bar that doesn't exist
Yeah.
anymore on Fullerton there.
By myself.
By yourself. Yeah, I had just gotten out of a show and I texted you saying, "Hey, what are you up to?" And you were like, "Drinking." By myself. It was a text, but that's how it read. It's definitely how it read. And I'm like, I'll be right over, man, because I was buzzing off a good set. I show up and it was packed, and this place never did that well with
Yeah,
business, and that's why it doesn't exist anymore. And I'm looking for you, and I see you sitting at the bar.
Yeah.
This blonde woman who's probably, your age now, but this was like
Yeah.
6, 7 years ago. So she was probably like late 30s, and you were probably like, I don't know, 32.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to picture her. I know she was like a blonde woman, but she was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
upper 30s.
Sure.
Looked well though. She looked good. Had it put together. And some guy in a suit was kind of like getting in your face, and you were
Yeah.
getting back in his face. And then
Yeah.
there was like 1 or 2 other people around, and it was some big Christmas party, I
He was
believe.
being mean to her.
Yeah,
and
he
I
was
was
being a
defending
dick,
her.
and you were defending her.
And then they both started yelling at me.
I think he called her a cunt.
Yeah.
But she didn't really turn on you until I kind of stepped in. Because I
Yeah.
stepped in because I didn't know what was going on. I just see him yelling at you.
He was in my face, and I just saw him go, whoa. And that was you grabbed him and yanked him away.
Yeah, this guy got in his face, and I literally kind of just grabbed him from behind and
Yeah.
fucking He bounced. He bounced off the ground, knocked 2 chairs
They
over.
played the Bodyguard
And I was
theme
like,
song.
I fucking told you to back off.
They played the Bodyguard theme song, and you carried me out of there.
I definitely remember saying to you, let's fucking go, because I didn't know who his boys were.
And then we went to another bar, and I fell asleep there and got kicked out.
Yeah, we went to that bar down the street, Frank's, 4 a.m. bar, whatever.
I don't know.
And I just
remember I fell asleep and I got kicked out.
I just remember feeling like I was Secret Service and you were like the president, and I had to just get you out of there. Because in my head, right when he bounced, I thought for sure a bunch of people were going to tackle me down.
Did you think like a mug was going to get smashed over your head?
I thought so because they were part of some work office Christmas party.
Yeah.
She then hit me, though. She slapped me.
Yeah.
And which is typical. That always happens. No, it really does. Sorry, ladies. This isn't sexist, but whenever you punch a guy that's being mean to the woman comes up and hits you.
We just watched the
I've seen it so
headbutt
many
video,
times.
the Steelers headbutt video.
Yeah, explain that for everyone real quick.
These
You
two
just-
guys
I saw it
had
earlier.
a face-off, and the one guy who was just a real psycho took his hat off, which he knew he was going to headbutt this guy. Took his hat off and then headbutted the guy, which is like, as a guy who doesn't fight a lot, that's one of my daydreams. Like, I dream about doing that.
Just doing a strong headbutt?
Yeah, just a headbutt. And knocking the guy just silly. And then the girl, not with a lot of firepower, but started like, no, punching him. They were clearly the drunkest people on the planet.
They were both
And
Steeler
he-
fans, too, which is a
Yeah,
bummer.
and he
fan on fan crime.
didn't punch her, which I thought took great restraint
I
from
really.
a guy who's psycho enough to headbutt somebody in front of 40,000 people.
Yeah, because when you showed it to me, you were like, look at this psych. You called him a psycho as soon as
Hey,
he did the
psycho.
headbutt. But
That's
then
a
she
psycho
started hitting
move.
him, and he didn't do anything to her. So, not clearly, it's a psychotic move.
Yeah.
But he had the wherewithal to be like, I can't hit a woman.
I
Because
mean,
normally a guy who headbutts, you're
it's a
thinking he'll
woke-ass-
at least do a quick
that's
backhand.
a woke-ass psycho.
That is a woke
You know
ass
what I mean?
psycho.
Like, he's
Dude's a
like,
goddamn oxymoron.
10 years ago, I would have punched you in the face, lady, but that ain't me no more.
Reminds me of the time there was a video of me drunk as hell. Remember this?
A video of you?
Yeah, because remember when I got suspended from Comedians You Should Know for 3
Is this
months?
from your wedding?
No, it's not from my
When
wedding.
You threw a table over?
I didn't throw a table at my
You knocked
wedding.
the
I
table over.
knocked it over very gingerly.
Because the DJ was playing songs on his do not playlist.
This is funny. I saw Megan Gailey over the weekend and did a podcast with her, and she brought that story up. It was because she goes, it was what, when he played Nicki Minaj? I go, no, it wasn't quite the Nicki Minaj song. It was, even though she was on the Do Not playlist.
Yeah.
Even though she's got some songs, the one song in particular I hated at the
Now,
time.
were these
Starships
do
Were
not
Meant to
play,
Fly.
Were these
Bad
were these songs that you play that you are popular that you're like, don't play this because you don't need to put like Poison, Unskinny Bop.
No,
like,
of
he's
course not.
gonna
Because who
play
the hell
that.
would play that? So basically, I had a list
I would
of.
have that played at my wedding.
Yeah, well, you could get it pulled off. You're in Northwest Indiana.
I would play that for sure.
I had 10 do not play songs. There were songs that annoyed me in particular.
In heavy rotation.
Yes, Journey's
wedding
Don't Stop
populars.
Believing was on the do not playlist because I associate that song with the Chicago White Sox. I'm a diehard Cubs fan, and I knew any of my White Sox fan friends they would do it just to piss me off.
Yeah.
And I don't want people because you know me, I've got the temper. Last time you were on the podcast.
Yeah.
Last time you were on, you and Cole Cabana were talking about ways I could fix myself.
Oh,
and
that was the
about
worst
how
because you're like, you like had us on, but it was more like for like your therapy.
I didn't mean to be.
Yeah.
I wanted to really just be fun and silly with you guys, and we were for a little bit. But then both of you actually
I
really
thought we
started
should have gotten
breakthrough.
paid for that.
You guys probably should have actually,
Like your insurance company should have given us a couple bucks for that one.
or at least I should have bought your own beer for it. Well, no,
Yeah.
you weren't drinking at the time, were you? Maybe not. I don't know. And
think
Colt doesn't.
I just don't think I drank.
So people will do stuff just to get me mad because they like the reaction.
Yeah.
Right. We talked about that on that last one.
To rile you up.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm apparently hilarious when I get riled up. That's what I've been told, which isn't a good thing. I'd rather not be
See,
funny.
they
I'd rather
say-
be funny when I'm chill.
And we talked about this like in wrestling. If somebody plays a joke on you, you just go, "Oh, that's pretty good." You
Yes.
don't go crazy because if you go crazy, then they're like, "Let's keep doing this. This is so fun."
Well, there's two ways to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You steer into it or you don't.
Yeah.
So sometimes you play along if like
Like if you watch the Insane Clown Posse video for Homies, all the kids in school are mean to that the Juggalo, and she's just like, "It doesn't matter. I have my homies," and then they come and then they all have fun together. And she won't like put over the fact that like these guys threw her in a garbage can and stuff. She's just like,
they don't matter.
it doesn't matter.
Good for
got
ICP,
homies.
man. That's
I got
very
homies.
that's a positive message from the
Yeah,
Insane Clown
yeah, yeah.
Posse.
Hey man, they're full of positive messages.
I got to look into them a little bit. I know you've
Check out
performed
Homies.
with them.
Hey, check out Homies.
Were they cool? Did you meet them officially?
Well, I was very excited.
Real quick, everyone. Marty performed at the
multiple gathering.
Gathering of the
Performer.
Juggalos.
Yeah, multiple time gathering of the Juggalos performer. Yeah, no, they're always very nice, and they love Colt, and Violent J almost came to our show in Detroit the other week,
Oh, nice.
but he couldn't come. But it was funny because as he was texting Colt's like, doesn't this read like he would say? And it was like perfect.
Oh, nice. Guy knows
But
his
I
voice.
wanted to talk to him because he fired me at the one wrestling show because I was doing ring announcing. And then he came and he goes, who is this guy? You ain't supposed to be doing this. And he goes, who told you could do this? And I was like, oh, Kevin. And he's like, you're done.
Really? You got
And I was
fired?
like, oh, okay. And he goes, they have this other guy named Legs Diamond who's their ring announcer. But Legs Diamond was at another show, so they told me to do it. I said, okay. And then I guess either Legs complained or whatever, and Violent J was like, he just comes up to me, he goes, you're done. And he was in full makeup. He goes, you're done. And I go, okay. And he goes, you getting mad? You mad? And like in wrestling, if you're mad, they say, you hot? He goes, you hot? I go, no. He goes, you hot? I go, no, I'm not. He goes, I don't know who the fuck you are or who said you could do this, but you're done. And I'm like, no problem, man. I'll just go watch. And
Did he say sorry?
I mean, he was just like, I don't know who told you could do this. Sorry, but
He did
you're
say
done,
sorry then.
I guess. I was just like, but I'm like watching this. And it was like 3 a.m. and I'm just like, this is so fucking weird.
That would be very weird if
Yeah.
in full makeup, because it's a clown.
Mhm.
You handle that
Yeah.
well, because
Yeah.
that's embarrassing to get
Yeah.
fired.
Yeah.
I probably would be like, fuck off, clown.
Yeah. I was
You know
like,
what I mean?
okay. That's
Fucking
fine.
bozo-looking motherfucker. And then I
No,
would
I
have
was
like,
just like-
you know what I would have done? I would have licked my fingers and fucked up his makeup.
But honestly, because I don't even think I was getting paid, I was like, that's fine. Let's go watch wrestling. I don't have to be backstage being like, what's your name? Oh, it's Joe, but I have 50 fucking taglines for my name, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking write these down on an index card.
Oh yeah,
At the fucking gathering of the
that,
Juggalos.
that is work.
Yeah,
Now that you
it's real
think
work.
about it,
Yeah.
so it's not like at a comedy show when we host. The other comedians, like showcase style, will say,
man.
"Hey, mention
I found
this,
out,
and this."
So my buddy Jimmy, who did the ring announcing,
Oh, he was
for my
great.
special or my show, my whatever album thing, and there's a wrestler who has like a fucking million like taglines. Like he's the and I'm like, you
The
nail
salt
his
in a
intro.
SWAT.
I'm like, does
The
he ever
Colossus
say
of
like,
clout.
oh, that's great, you really thanked me? He's like, no, he never had. And I'm like, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, I think some people don't realize that
I know.
because there are some comics. Because as a comic, you could just be like, "No, I'm going to say 2 of those 8 things you gave me."
Yeah.
Because every now and then there's some comics where you're just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Dude, I had one comic. He showed renamed nameless. You'll probably figure it out who it is though. He gave me credits that were complete bullshit. One was had written for a show, WM Camille Bell, which I'm like, I don't think you have. I think you submitted a writing packet to the show, but that is very different. And then the other one is he goes, "Oh, and also said that I'm in talks with SNL." And I'm like, I'm not saying that. I just told him. I go,
Yeah.
dude, that's not.
I would just go, okay, and then not bring them up that way.
Yeah, and then just say I forgot to bring that
In
up.
talks. That's
You could
adorable.
give 2 or 3 things,
Yeah.
2 or 3 credits, but they got to be simple. They can't be like complicated as
Yeah.
shit. And this year I did this.
I like
and
when
that
they
year I
say
did that. Like,
networks that don't have like comedy shows. Like they'll be like, I've been on
I'm
like
on TLC.
ABC. And you're like, oh, like Jimmy Kimmel? Nah, just say ABC. I'm like, well, what else is there besides Jimmy Kimmel that would have stand up on it?
That means they had a part in a show, maybe.
Or they were like on the news.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
saw a crime. I was
don't know.
witness to a murder.
Yeah. He came by real fast around the corner and he didn't stop, and then they hit each other.
Anyways, guys, I'm gonna be at Lottie's this Tuesday night.
I've heard commercials that people have been in, like a serious like, oh, that's just a commercial. Like, don't do
Really?
that.
No.
It's so dumb.
That's so dumb.
Most
I think
comedy is dumb.
You could do TV shows.
I made a Facebook post about this because I just thought it was so weird. There was a comic who did like a 6-minute spot at the Laugh Factory the other week, and he brought 2 people to film his set, and one of the people had a drone, and I thought it was going to fly during his set. It didn't. I was so bummed. I was like, you just brought a drone to film? What the
like
fuck?
he just set the drone and filmed off
Yeah,
of that.
the drone was on a tripod. And it was like all lighting up. There were like green lights in the back and red lights in the front. And I was just like watching it being like, you better fucking fly that thing for like his closer or something. Because there's so much room in the Laugh Factory. If you're going to fly a drone anywhere, that's the place to do
That's
it.
like the only club
Yeah.
I feel you could do it at.
And no, they just kept it on the fucking tripod.
Man, that's not fun.
It's like having a
Did you
big old dick and not fucking, you know?
It's like having a big old dick and not be able to get it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the saddest, right?
Yeah.
I've heard that. I've heard that there's some dudes like who have like huge dicks and they can't get fully hard because it's just so big the blood can't rush down.
Or they have real big dicks and they wrestle in the WWE and everyone sees their big dicks on TV all the time because they really show their big dick off. But the rumor is they can't come when they fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys
But
tell
I
me
don't
that
know
one
who that
off,
is.
off air. You tell me that.
But I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know. That's just the rumor. The old rumor mill around the locker room.
We knew a guy that
I have a sponsor on our podcast called Blue Chew. And James, have you ever taken a Blue Chew?
Hell no, man.
Dude, it's a
Is it like a Viagra gum?
Viagra that you can eat. It tastes.
You swallow
so bad.
it?
You chew it. It's Blue Chew.
Blue Chew, yeah.
Sure.
And then your mouth turns blue.
Okay.
It's so gross. And the only time I've taken it, I was so zonked out.
Oh, they're
on
gonna say
edible.
something like I have it every day.
No, the only time I took it was I was like the highest. My new favorite thing is being home and getting just so high on an edible, and I was so high, and I just thought it'd be so funny, like as a bit, to take one and then tell Sarah, and then I took it and I was like, oh, I had to brush my teeth. Like, thank God I was just out at a bar with a girl and being like, all right, it's fucking action time. And I took that thing. We were gonna go to her place, and I took it and I was like, oh, it tasted like a sweet tart. I don't know. They're sponsored by my podcast.
Is it gross?
No, it's great.
It works though.
It works so good. I forgot they're a sponsor of our podcast. I shouldn't say bad stuff about it. Shit.
You could cut it.
No, I'm kidding. It just tasted different.
You
But I
could
think
just-
my
yeah,
taste
yeah.
buds were. I think my taste buds were a little whacked
I
out.
think you'll be okay.
But anyway, I was so high, and yeah, it works. It's
You
like
got some of those
Viagra.
for the.
I have
for the
so
kids?
many of them. They're sending me more. So if anybody
I
wants,
would try.
Blue
it.
Chew,
I've never had a
might.
Viagra. Have you ever had a Viagra?
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
had one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty spry still, luckily.
Yeah. Whatever. Doesn't
Knock
you
on
don't?
wood.
Not that I'm not.
No, but I know people who.
I can fuck.
I know people who do it recreationally. They say it's the best.
My dick can get hard. I'll show you right now.
A friend, they slipped him one, and he was like, "I feel like I could fuck a brick wall." Like that's
I don't know.
a new level of
But
high
I was
right
so
there.
high that I don't really know how well. I should take one not high. Because I was so high that I was just like, man. I told
Did it,
Sarah,
like,
I go,
make
there
your
was a
heart
time we were
feel
having
weird?
sex where I was like, I don't even think this is my girlfriend.
You said that while you're having
No,
sex?
I just told her
Oh, my
recently. I was like,
God.
you know, we were having sex. I was like, I don't even know if this is my girlfriend.
What'd she say to that?
Dude, I thought I was at a party, and I'm like, I don't know, I should be doing this right now. But then I was like, oh wait, no, that's her. I was just, I don't know.
Did you just fart while saying that?
No.
I thought I
He
heard
laughed. No,
something.
James
Was
laughed.
that? Did you fart?
No, I snorted.
And she wasn't like mad or weird about that.
No, I was just, why would you be mad at somebody?
You know what's
for
cool?
telling your truth?
You and your girl. This I'm not divulging anything. We'll go to like sex shops together, right?
Mhm.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What would you recommend for a couple that's never been to one together? How do you break them in? What do you have, like a starter kit? Do you have like? So you are an expert in that world. there are certain things you gotta have your go. Everyone's got their go-to friends on certain things. Like
Yeah.
I know you're my go-to on wrestling.
Yeah.
Apparently fashion now.
Who can't come in wrestling?
Who can't come in wrestling? Dude, we knew a guy though. I could say his name off air to you. That was rumored to be swinging some massive pipe, but was like put it in and out coming right away, like the reverse.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
a
another.
curse.
It's another curse thing
A
too.
blessing and a curse.
It's just there for show at that point.
But yeah, like if you're a new couple and you go to a sex toy shop, I mean,
Because
like,
they're not going to go in there and go in like they've been 10-year veterans in the league.
Right.
You know, you're a rookie.
Right.
So you got to do rookie things. You can't just go
Yeah.
back there going like, I want the high powered this and that.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Don't get her a Hitachi magic wand right out the gate.
Is that like that powerful thing?
That's the
like,
one you plug in.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's real deal. That's like on the kink.com videos. They use that.
If you're a man, how could you ever be jealous of something like that? Because our dicks don't vibrate. So there's
Not at
no
all.
way to be like
Not
even
at all.
upset.
You get like a little something for them. Get a
I know
little
there's
something
some
for
dudes
you.
out there who'd be like, well, fucking, what do you need that for? You got me. It's like, well, that is clearly better than you, idiot.
Yeah.
Like, it's a robot.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
That's like,
that's what's going to happen. The robots are
you
going
wanna
to take
go in a
over.
car? I could
robots-
give you a piggyback ride. You want to drive in a car? I could give you a piggyback ride to the restaurant.
Yeah, that's
I'll
kinda
drive the car.
Although a piggyback ride at the right time of night could be kind of fun.
I'll use technology every time.
Well, it's like the people who are like, oh, these robots are taking all our McDonald's jobs. Soon they're going to be fucking our girls, too. Well, they've been fucking your girls,
Yeah.
actually. Just the battery powered. Now
Yeah.
it's you're plugging that thing. If I'm a woman, I'm not putting anything that's plugged in and have that many volts behind it. Screw that.
Would you, if you were at,
By the way, women, some of you get a little lazy with these things. It's like the wheelchair with that remote control versus the one you could use with your hands. Sometimes just use some arm action, okay? You got to freaking have different speeds and
I
stuff
see.
like that. That's what I'm saying with the laziness.
I think though that, the ladies have more stuff, which is cool.
Well, because they need more stuff. It's a complicated area.
I watched that
Or not
video that
complicated, but
Netflix
different.
has
It's a
those like
different
Netflix
area.
explains or something videos.
Like TED Talks, but Netflix styles?
Yeah,
well,
they
TED
have
Talks
little
don't
mini
really explain things.
documentaries on Netflix, and they did one about the female orgasm, which I thought was real interesting.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, they had
'Cause-
women describing it, and I was watching.
I
with
can describe
Sarah,
it to you.
The female orgasm.
Yeah.
How?
You've never seen one?
No. They were explaining it using their words.
Oh, okay. I should show you.
And like what? And like they were like, I taste sugar, even though I haven't had any sugar.
Whoa.
And it's like different. types of colors. And Sarah was like, "Yep, pretty good. Like good description."
It'd be cool if women just talked that way normally to us. Why do we have to find this stuff up on the internet and videos?
I don't know. Are you not asking what is it like for an orgasm for a woman?
I make it happen, and I don't ask what it's like after.
Make it happen.
Has a woman ever asked you, "Hey, what was that like?" Not really, right?
I don't know if that
like detail, like specific detail.
But it was
like
really
that.
neat. They had
to
one
know
girl
the
who
sugar
never
thing.
came, who started a podcast because she never came.
I think I heard of that. I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Poor woman.
And then, but she did. She finally did, which was nice.
Because, by the way, you start a podcast like that, you're laying down the gauntlet of challenges.
Yeah.
There's people out there going, "Call me up. I'll fix this."
How would you feel if you had dated a girl and then she came out with a podcast about how she never came?
Oh,
would you feel like that affected your
Never
manhood?
even think of that. I'd be like, "Holy shit, that's crazy." Well, because did the guy think he made her came, or was he just well aware?
I don't know.
Let's put it in this situation. If you're the guy who thought, "Oh yeah, because maybe she was faking him." Did she say she ever used to fake him?
I think she would just be like, "Okay, I guess that was sex."
Okay. No, it wouldn't hurt my manhood.
Okay.
Because no one else had either.
I think
right?
Sometimes,
if no one could climb the mountain, we're all at the bottom.
It's just, I've said this before, like, I'm sure there's some people who are walking around this planet who, if you ask them, like, "How's this guy at sex?" they would go, "Pretty good." And then they'd ask other people, and they go, "Not good."
Oh, for sure.
Like, it's like,
for sure, yeah.
You know,
definitely. It's got to be that way.
Can't please everybody. Or some people are more compatible than others.
I remember in high school, one girl told this other girl I was a good kisser, and then this other girl said, "Nope."
Kiss
this was
me,
when I was like sophomore year. Come on.
I'll see. Are you think you're a good kisser?
My wife says so, and that's all that matters.
When you were single, would the girls you kissed match your style, or would you match their style?
I think you match the person kissing, right?
I don't know. Or you take the lead every time. You're like, "Nah, this is how we're kissing."
You ever clank teeth with someone?
Yeah, when you're drunk and stupid.
You walk away at that point. It's just not going to work. No. What do you do? Do you follow the lead?
I think so.
You have way more than me,
so.
experience than me.
You
so
have kissed more people than you?
I believe, yeah. So, yeah, I know so.
I think
Definitely.
So.
Yeah, Marty, you're a Don Juan, man.
I used to kiss a lot of girls.
I just look the part. You are the part.
I used to kiss a lot of girls. But not anymore. I don't kiss. I took a... No, I'm kidding.
A friend of mine.
I have a girlfriend now, so I can't kiss
No,
a
I
lot
know.
of girls.
Yeah, of course not. A friend of mine told me this story. Oh, God.
Sarah had a dream that I was sleeping
You
with
know this
somebody,
person,
and I go,
too.
"I'm sorry. This is what I do. You don't know that?"
A friend of ours hooked up with a bartender that we know too. I'll tell you, this is all off the podcast stuff.
Now, see, I hate when you do that because now I'm just, who is it?
Oh yeah,
right.
yeah. I
It's
hate when people do
Here's
that
what
too.
I
I
do.
should have
When
done
I
that,
used
man.
to
I'm sorry.
have people for like wrestling with depression, I'd have a notebook, and if I had to, I'd write names down and show them.
The difference is it's being filmed, so there's a good chance my dumbass will go like this. See, and then
they'll see that.
Oh,
shit.
yeah,
no.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, so our friend of ours hooked
It's
up with a
nothing
bartender.
serious, but they were making out.
Okay.
And he would go in his style, which is kind of slower.
Kissing
at
or
first. Kissing,
sex?
Kissing. They
Okay.
they didn't have sex. They just were like going at it in his car, and she stopped after like a minute, going, "Look how fucking sentimental on me," and then grabbed the back of his hair and started kissing like aggressively.
Oh, he
like,
was kissing her like a boyfriend.
Or biting. She was like biting his lip and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, which made me think like,
see,
holy
I've
shit.
never liked
That's
the really aggressive like kisser. Like whenever they do that, I was always like, because I remember in 8th grade I dated this girl, and she was a real aggressive kisser, and I remember being like, "Come on, calm down." And now that everybody watches, but this wasn't even before. I mean, porn wasn't that accessible back
I had that
then.
in 8th grade too.
And it's like I couldn't even only imagine if this girl grew up watching porn how she would have kissed.
Oh man!
But
she would spit down your mouth.
No, but it was just her tongue was just like.
You know why is the tornado thing?
Yeah.
Yes, I had a girl doing the tornado thing because that's what they thought it was.
And I mean, it's the same. I guess where you're just like that. Don't kiss like that.
What was slang for making out back then? Was it? I remember. I went to a Chicago public school that had a lot of girls who were hood radish.
Mackin'?
Mackin' was one. Yes, no. There was like, would you? I heard
Crushing?
Mackin' with me, kicking it.
Kicking it?
Kicking it was one. I think rapping.
Joe went to the school that House Party was filmed at.
I did, man. Mac Daddy make ya. Crisscross will make ya. Yeah, dude. I remember this girl, the tornado
Joe
thing.
went to Our Lady of House of Pain.
She said I was a shitty kisser. I burped kissing a girl once.
Yeah.
I burped because I was holding it back, and I was like, I feel like I let one slip mid makeout.
Do you remember?
Like
I don't want to make this all about sex and stuff. Let's talk about other stuff.
No, we can.
Remember being a young boy?
Do
you remember being a young boy having sex with a condom on, busting a nut, but you were so young and strong, you just kept going.
Yeah.
And then came again.
Mhm.
Man,
Those days.
what a fucking life that was.
It's almost rude. It's almost bullshit. And it really questions
Yeah.
your faith in
And I
any
know
kind of
that
religion.
people are like, you're gonna get our price. Like you can't. That's like playing with fire, having a load in a condom and still going.
Yeah, it's true. You know,
That should be the commercial for like Trojans. Like I'll be like, yo, back when I was a kid, I would wear a Trojan, come twice, never got a girl pregnant. Can you imagine how much better their technology is now? Fuck, man, buy a Trojan.
That's perfect.
Like
I like
that's
just a regular guy testimonial.
Cut, yeah.
I like the cut, and there's an after show. You go, so
Yeah.
can I get those free condoms or what? Do you know what's stupid though? I heard this on Loveline back when I used to listen to that in like 7th
That's
grade.
where I learned most of my sex stuff from Howard Stern and Loveline.
Me too, Dr. Drew.
Which is probably not the best role model. I mean, Loveline I think was a little better.
Yeah, definitely than Stern. Stern's
yeah.
more entertaining.
Yeah. But what'd you learn from Loveline?
2 condoms, because some people say, like, people used to make a joke going,
2 condoms, because they rub against each other,
and then
right?
that's
Yeah.
where they're more likely to break. It's
Okay,
stupid to
okay.
wear 2, which is just dumb.
Yeah.
It's almost
It almost
insane
feels like
to me.
we should. I feel like if we were having a morning show and this was our conversation, I think it would have been interesting to both go home that night and put 2 condoms on and have sex with our significant others, just to report back the next day.
I'm not wearing condoms. I said bye to condoms
Right.
a long time ago.
I
But
don't
for
either.
the science of it.
But
for
I'm
the fun,
saying I think it would be interesting to
on.
wear 2, just to
I
see
love
like,
the
do you
idea.
feel anything?
Going home and being like, hey, I'm gonna wear 2 just because we talked about
It's
it.
for
What do
the
you think?
show.
It's for the show.
It's for the show.
research. It's like, no, you're not putting those in me. That's not happening.
Because you'd put 1 on, and then put the other one on.
One sucks.
obviously.
I can't imagine how much worse.
You
2
wouldn't
is.
put 2 to. Yeah, you couldn't do 2. You'd put 1 on and then roll the other one on.
If you're a woman and a guy wears 2 condoms to have sex with you, you did not have sex with him.
But
2
like,
condoms would be such a lack of
but-
feeling it wouldn't even count
and
as
then
sex.
when you're done taking them off, well, I don't know. I remember
Like if a guy wore 2 condoms to take your virginity, that sounds very. By the way, that's aggressive. I realized.
take.
You ever hear like stuff nowadays?
Sure.
Where you got your 2018 filter going, and stuff that you just took for you just
Yeah.
oh, that's just what people say.
Yeah.
Like people used to say, oh yeah, I took her virginity. That was like a known expression, and nobody really had a problem.
Females
with
could
that.
say I took his virginity.
That's true.
Someone took
That's
your
true.
virginity.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's people say it that way.
Yeah.
But I hear it now.
I took it.
Be like, yeah. It's
Yeah.
weird that you take it and then the other person loses it. We're going like a Carlin Seinfeld bit thing right
Yeah.
now. You lose your virginity,
Oh,
but you
no.
get in the plane,
Stop.
right? I don't know.
If I see you doing this on stage, I'm gonna be very mad.
I
at
am
you.
not, dude. I don't do shit like this. Although when I started, I
I'll be
was
very
heavily
angry.
influenced by Seinfeld.
All right.
Did you know that about me, James Webb? When I started doing stand-up, I had a Seinfeld influence. I'm surprised you didn't pick up on that. I was a foul-mouthed Seinfeld.
Wow.
Do you remember my early bits? They were very Seinfeld-esque.
Kmart.
Kmart was not. That was a fighting story. That was when I
I don't remember
broke
Jerry
away
getting
from
in a
that.
fight.
No, I had a joke about Simon Says.
Who do you think would have
Who is
won
this
in a
Simon,
fight?
and why is
Who
he
do you
such a
think would
demanding
win in a
prick?
fight? Larry David or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld now because he's younger
No,
and
no.
healthier.
Back then.
In their primes?
Yeah.
Larry David.
You think
do know,
so?
Do you know why?
Because he's got the reach.
People don't know that he's only like an inch taller than him. Do you know this? Larry David served in the United States military.
Wow.
So even though he doesn't,
Thank you for your service, Larry David.
fuck yeah. I made a strong case that he should have ran for president in 2016. He was more qualified than anyone running. I know Hillary's Secretary of State and all that stuff. By the way, I don't count. And she's an impressive resume, but I don't count Hillary Clinton's time as first lady. I hate when people go, also 8 years as first lady. I go, that's fucking stupid to count
Yeah.
that. So she married into it, and then you just
Hey,
you know
man.
it. Anyway, though,
Hey,
look,
man.
everything else very impressive. I don't
Somebody
count
had a
the first
fun
lady
tweet
shit.
where they said Melania looks like she always looks like she knows somebody but doesn't know their name.
That's
She's
funny as
like,
hell. That's really. She does
I
look
wish
like
I knew
that.
who tweeted that. It was great.
Her people are like she's the hottest first lady. I don't think so at all. I think her hotness is kind of overrated. Her body's great.
Whoa, Joe.
No, I don't like. I've never been a big
Honestly,
fan
I
of
don't
that
even know-
smoky eye look.
But here's the thing. I like that because she reminds me of old Playmates from the mid to late 90s. She's
Oh,
got
really?
a mid 90s Playmate look.
I think early '90s a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Because
Same era.
they say that you're most attracted to what you kind of like grew up with. You know what I mean?
Well, this is what you first started jerking off to.
Yeah.
So
Like they say that with like pubic hair and stuff like that and things like. But I mean, she's an attractive woman. You can't take that away from her.
no, she's very attractive. I'm just saying that like there are times where I think it's just an overrated look.
Yeah.
Someone also said something like she looks like
I don't know. I think that's a nice picture of her.
she looks like she's gonna go after Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Look at those
you know?
smoky eyes.
But that's what I don't like. I like eyes. You can't see those eyes. There's no eyes
I
there.
like girls from like heavy metal videos. And,
well, no, she's got the heavy metal body.
like-
She
like,
does. She's
I
got
mean,
that.
I don't know.
White Snake, Poison. I'll get on the hood of your car, Body. She's got that. I'll give you. Yeah, for
Do you
sure.
think Trump was a good-looking dude back in the day? Like when they had WrestleMania there, WrestleMania 5?
No, I don't.
I think he was kind of like a little dashing back then. He had that like big head of hair. I thought he was kind of like cool. I thought he was cool back in the day.
I've seen some like 60s pictures of him where he looked all right.
I
John
remember
McCain was
when
a
he
stud
would-
when he was
would-
like in
oh yeah,
his
he
20s.
looked all fucking.
Yeah.
Kick the shit out of you.
Totally.
But like Trump back in the day, I don't know. I was like, oh yeah, this guy's cool. Not that, even younger than that picture. That picture's still not. No
Google
Melania.
Donald Trump 20s.
Like when he was with Ivanka.
Two of his 3 women have been from like what, Russia or the Ukraine or something.
I wonder why. Maybe we'll find out in January. No, I don't know.
Well, you're Mr. Conspiracy Theory. We need to
There
go
is
down the
no-
conspiracy
Oh,
theory
okay.
hole.
All right. Real.
You know what? We got sidetracked so much, which is what I like though, because it's like
I,
how we talk for real.
All right. I don't know if I'm not allowed to talk about this. All right. Disney conspiracy theory. I heard a little Disney conspiracy theory. You know the kid that got eaten by the alligator?
Down in Disney World?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was off the resort.
Some say that kid was already dead.
Whoa.
And the parents just sort of made it look that way. That they tested the DNA for all the alligators. None of that on that kid, and no
Can the camera pick up my eyes
no
right now?
no like
Blown
claw
away.
marks or anything on the kid.
Wow.
I don't know.
I just assumed that
Yeah, that was
the
like ripped to
alligator,
shreds
Yeah,
and
ripped to
stuff.
shred. It was
Yeah.
just like a torso lying
Yeah.
on the ground, you know?
Yeah.
Huh. So
That's
they-
all
so you think the
allegedly,
parents
and
killed
I don't
him?
know. I don't
Or
know.
it was an accidental
I
death
don't
and they didn't know how to handle
I
it?
don't know. I don't know anything. This is all
Dude, now
alleged.
that I'm a dad, I don't like hearing about bad shit.
I
happening
know,
to kids,
man.
man. It hurts the
I
soul.
know. Also, I have a
That's-
newfound respect for people with strollers. I was strollering a kid around Disney a little bit. Fuck, man. People are the worst. Cutting in front of you and everything.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they always think they have more room than they do.
If you hit their foot, they look back like, hey, what the?
I know. No respect.
I was like, I got to get this dead kid to the alligator pond.
Probably
And
not
we'll be
gonna dump
right
itself.
back. Do you have commercials? Do you have sponsors or anything?
I don't, luckily.
Do one for Blue Chew. I feel like I didn't.
I'll do one from Blue Chew. I'll look right in the camera. Blue Chew, everyone. Say you've been a little too high, right? But your girlfriend wants it. Pop in a Blue Chew.
That way you're not just mashing
Brush your
it
teeth
in.
right after.
That way you're not mashing it in.
Get you as rock solid right into that.
Yeah.
Give it to her good.
Yeah.
You'll take that virginity, son.
Yeah.
You know? Blue Chew. There you go. I smiled in the camera after I said that.
If you could go back to a young Joe,
I want to start doing
sex
voiceover,
tip
by the way.
wise, what would you give yourself as a sex tip as a
Oh,
young,
my
as
God.
a young man?
I joked about this when the first time I had sex, and then the first few times I had sex, I didn't realize that the goal was to last long.
You thought it was to become first?
I thought it was to get it. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember one time going, "This is taking way too long."
See, that's to me,
I went
like-
in there trying to come as quickly as possible.
I remember
just
listening to
didn't get
Howard
it.
Stern, and he would talk like, "Oh, I can't last that long. I'm so embarrassed." Like,
See,
I
I didn't
remember
have
hearing that.
I remember some of my friends saying like, "Dude, we went all night," and I'm like, "Someone sucks."
I
huh?"
was so relieved to hear a woman.
I had no idea.
I was so relieved when I heard like, "Oh yeah, I could fuck for like an hour." And the first time I heard a woman go, "An hour? Oh God, who would want that?" I remember being like, "Oh, thank God, okay."
That's true. No, sometimes it is too long. They
I
want an
remember-
hour total of foreplay and
Yeah,
banging.
and
you know?
I do a bit about it, about thinking that I fucked up my dick. I thought my dick got fucked up.
Could you do the Surrey thing before you? It's hilarious. You were asking Surrey.
What
Surrey.
if my dick fell off?
What if my dick fell off?
So,
And she was like, "I'm googling what to do when your dick falls off."
and in my head, I thought multiple things. First, I thought I'll just be a priest. That way I won't have to fuck.
You really thought?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
And then,
Good Catholic boy.
I told you I thought I was going to kill myself before high school because we had to take showers together in high school. So I was like, I'll kill myself before high school because I didn't want anyone to see my dick that I thought I ruined. Turns out it wasn't ruined at all.
You just had what? Some dry skin on it?
No. I thought it was supposed to go all the way around like a mushroom cap, and I thought that I would hump my pillow. I thought that by humping my pillow that
You
I
have a
had
normal
eroded.
circumcised dick, by
Right,
yeah.
and that was the first time
I don't know why I'm
saw,
telling you now, like you haven't figured it out.
Well, I remember
Marty, it's
the
nice.
first time I saw Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater. The opening scene, he's like doing his radio show, and he has a wind-up toy of a penis, and it starts jumping across the screen. And I saw that, and I was like, "Oh my God,
That's my dick.
my dick looks just like that." And then I think I asked a couple other kids, and they're like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Fuck yeah."
So that was the advice to chill out.
Well, my advice. Well,
I thought
yeah,
you
I
meant,
mean,
like,
my
sexual
advice.
technique-wise or
No.
something.
No, I think I would have probably told myself to be less. I think less porny, and that's probably like when young dudes start.
That's probably advice for every dude.
But like,
right?
Everyone could take that advice now. Sometimes people are too porny.
I would say too corny and too
Corny.
porny.
Oh, corny. I don't know.
A little bit of both,
But
right?
who knows? Yeah. That's so
another
funny
advice.
that you
Dude,
thought.
I really thought the goal was to just get in and do it as I thought.
Oh, man.
I didn't know, and then
Good
I
Lord.
realized, oh shit, okay, now I got to like start thinking about baseball or something, which I never did because I like baseball. It would have,
Yeah.
It's not what you want to think about. I would have came right away. You know what I'm saying?
That was my
If I
old
start thinking
joke,
about,
right?
if I start thinking about batting
My
average
old
and stuff-
joke was I said I don't know anything about baseball.
Oh yeah, it's
And
funny.
the last time I played baseball was Little League, and if I think about 8-year-old boys, I'll come in like 2 seconds.
Great bit, man.
Man, I
love
forgot
that
all
bit.
about that one.
I was trying to go back to what we were talking about
Yeah.
a while back.
2
before I took,
condoms. Go ahead.
not the 2 condom
Making
thing, which
love
is
to our
pretty
significant
stupid.
others with 2 condoms.
Yeah, that would not fly. I think I had
What was called making out back in the day?
kicking it, macking it. Now I went through all that shit. The sex toy thing. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
You're a great host.
I am a great host, right? Thanks for that, buddy. I really appreciate that. The podcast is supposed to be loose. Anyone listening? Remember? Do we have any comments? No. Not one comment.
Not about what you were talking about.
Jesus, man.
Do they have any questions
Any questions or concerns?
for Loveline, for Dr. Drew,
Let me see what we got.
for Dr. Joe, and
Chad McDaniel said that you should have kicked that drone when that guy was fucking.
oh
filming
no,
the
it wasn't
set.
flying. It wasn't flying.
Okay.
All right.
The alligator thought that kid was a clock. Chad McDaniel.
I like the hook reference.
Chad McDaniel's chatted up, dude. Doesn't like Christmas work parties.
Are you a big Christmas guy?
I'm a huge Christmas guy. I love
Yeah.
Christmas. Not you?
Yeah, it's fine.
No, you know what?
Now that I have my girlfriend's family's really nice, and they have like kids and stuff, so it's nice. Cause like before, I would just not do anything on Christmas. I would just watch TV or whatever.
I think it's a great time of year. I know some people, you got family situations, which sucks. Today's actually the first day of Hanukkah. Did you realize that?
Yeah, of course I do.
How would you know that?
It's on my phone.
Oh, see, my phone didn't tell me
Yeah.
that. But
I don't like that how they put holidays in my calendar that I can't get rid of. Not that I would get rid of them, but it's like
which one gets the boot?
I don't want it. I don't need to know all these holidays.
I don't need to
Especially
know
if it's a
when
holiday
Kwanzaa is.
I don't understand.
Hanukkah, what I don't get is that it's clearly not that big.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anyone who's like, I'm going home for Hanukkah.
Well,
They'll say, right?
maybe.
Who do we know? Jewish people. None of them are in town right now,
Yeah. I don't know.
right? We have Jewish friends in New York, in L.A., and none of them are in town for the next 8 nights. I just would like to see it get bigger, though, because I know a lot of Jewish kids feel left out around Christmas time.
Yeah.
But you have 8 crazy nights and 2. I know of one Hanukkah movie, 8 Crazy Nights,
Yeah.
and that's it. And so many Jewish people in Hollywood make movies.
Is that
why not? Come on, let's get some more Hanukkah movies.
Is that Seth Rogen movie considered a Hanukkah movie?
The what's it called? Where it's him and
Yeah.
the 3 dudes.
The black guy from the Marvel movies.
Yes, him, Michael B. Jordan, and
It's not Michael B. Jordan.
It's not Michael B. Jordan.
No, it's the guy from the War Machine, not War Machine guy. Falcon.
Falcon. I don't know his name, but what's the fuck's it called again?
Sausage party.
No, it's not Sausage Party, Dick. It's
You need to find out.
I'm asking you
people
because
really don't
he's
like
supposed to be looking shit. Thank you. James.
Christmas Eve or
I think it's called like the night before or the last or something like that or
The Dictator.
the
I don't know, but I know that people go crazy. The night before.
The night before.
The night
shit.
before. Thank you. Yes.
Whoa.
No, because it's with Joseph Gordon-Levitt too.
Oh, night before
Bam.
Christmas.
And
Okay,
Miley
so-
Cyrus makes an appearance in it. Totally no.
You
It's
would
not a
think-
Hanukkah movie. He's
you would
Jewish in
think-
the character, but it's not. They go to a Christmas party in the movie.
Yeah.
And that's fine if they don't want to make it a big deal. But I think if I were Jewish, I'd be like, guys, let's get together. We could make some kick-ass stuff going on here.
Sarah and I were watching some of those Lifetime or Hallmark movies, Christmas movies, and they're all so like she's a successful businesswoman, but she's been so successful and busy she's never had time to love. And then something happens. They work for like a company where it's just like, oh well, you don't have a family, so you're gonna have to go out to the office in the middle of nowhere and lay off everybody on Christmas Eve. And she's like, fine, if it means I'll get that fucking corner office, I'll go do it. And then she goes to the small town, and then she would meet a guy there, and her name would be like Eve, and the movie will be called. I swear to God,
No,
it's all
true. This is
Christmas
true.
Eve. Because Sarah and I did a bit on our podcast where I said the title, and then she said like what it would be, what the movie would be.
Oh, so
or
you're a
whatever.
good host, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. Yeah.
James, bring up Lifetime Christmas movies.
No, I believe you.
I want you to. I want to see if you're good at this too.
Oh, make up a title for it.
I got a list. Yeah.
What's the list? Or what do you do? What do you do? He's gonna say like the synopsis.
Yeah, he'll say the name, and then we'll break down.
We'll guess what.
We'll guess what it would be.
No, see, I've seen a lot of these. They do the 24 Days of Christmas, where they do a movie every day.
Okay, well, if you haven't seen it,
and a lot of them are like the Christmas Princess, where she goes, she finds out she's royalty, because some ancestor
crazy?
died. Yeah, they're all like that.
I love it.
I know. I'm into them all. Zach Morris is in like 4 of them, or Amy Smart is in every other one too. I feel like
there was a girl, and
they had one that was Groundhog's Day, but Christmas too.
I couldn't remember where she was from, and she was the Kelly Kapowski of Saved by the Bell, the new class.
Oh,
I was like, I know her from somewhere. Yeah.
Imagine getting that gig as a young actress. We're gonna have you as the Kelly. Yeah, you think, this
here we
is
go.
Great, and then it just bombed horribly.
Yeah.
And now you're doing Lifetime movies. But hey, you're still working, right? She got her SAG card, probably insurance.
There you go.
That's a good move. I've looked that up. There was one where it was like the Christmas Baker, where she falls in love with the guy, but she's just a little cookie baker. But her freaking stepsister is like
Melissa Joan Hart just dropped a new one on us.
She probably
has
so many.
Saturday.
She has so many.
Where she fell in love with the Nutcracker.
Yep, I'm looking at that one right now.
Yeah.
See, I watched the Polar Express for the first time today.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. You ever seen that movie? Tom Hanks. It's really good.
Looks weird, right?
It was
because they did like weird animation where they all had those balls on their face, like the
animation is great, actually.
Not, you know what I mean? You know, like when they do the CGI and they have the.
It was the first of its kind, in the sense that I remember when it came out, everyone was like, "Holy shit, the animation on this is so good!" But it was so good. Now it looks good. At the time, it was so good it looked bad.
What's the?
You know what I mean?
The Santa Claus looks like such shit now. It looks like such shit. It looks like those old horror movies from like the 50s where they have like an actual spider like that they just put on us like a fake thing of a city. Like, oh my god, the spider's climbing that Miller Lite Tower, and you're like, this is a tarantula on a train set. Like, don't act like it's real. The Christmas Story, it's just so bad.
The movie.
The
Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus, the CGI.
The Santa Claus. I remember when the reindeer come in on a roof. You're like, that was so clearly. Yeah, I know what you mean with that one. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I mean, like, it would be. Is it cheap to say like, Die Hard, because it's like not really a Christmas movie? I would say Christmas Vacation. Number one.
Yes, that's definitely that's.
What's the fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger one? Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
Sarah's never seen it. I'm so excited to show her.
Show it to her, right? See, that's another thing I like about Christmas is it has a movie. It's music,
would you
movies.
Consider Trading Places a Christmas movie?
I would have to watch it again. Yes, because there's like a positive message to it.
Aykroyd was all fucking drunk, shitty Santa.
I think there has to be some sort of positive message to it.
Okay.
That's why I don't consider Die Hard's an action movie that happens to be set around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And everyone always likes, every year around this time, there's someone who makes a tweet, here's my best Christmas movie, Die Hard.
Yeah.
Don't at me, bro. It's
I think Christmas Vacation is number one.
Christmas Vacation might be the best. And the funny thing about that is that was the third of the vacation movies and the best one. Rarely the third is the best. You know what I mean? That's a trilogy. That's.
I also like Love Actually. I think Love
Actually is I'm okay with.
I think it's fun.
But whenever I watch that movie,
it's like fun if it's on.
Yeah, I don't seek it out. The
I watched the end of Kill Bill Volume 1 and then all of Volume 2. I was putting together IKEA furniture the other day, and it's on Netflix. I could just watch them on Netflix, but I like dealt with the commercials and everything, and the like. Instead of the pussy wagon, they call it the party wagon.
Oh, it's always
and
funny
they CG like, and it's like moving. Oh, it's so great.
They had The Sopranos on some network and reruns, and it was always instead of cocksucker, it was bloodsucker. And you tell that bloodsucker.
They won't show her when she pulls Daryl Hannah's eye out. You hear the, but you don't see it. It's fun now. They do a thing where they'll like, if the woman's naked, they'll just like cut the screen and stretch it a little bit so you don't see that. And also, I'm a fan of just.
I hate when they block good side
Don't
boob.
fucking beep anything out. Just mute it. Like you motherfucking piece of. Just do that.
Yeah, do that. That's way better.
Just don't do that.
That sounds.
Don't
better.
do the. Because I remember like growing up on Channel 9, they would play like I saw all those movies for the first time on Channel 9, like The Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club 2, I saw on Channel 9.
Blurred Hand. It's like flip you forever. It's like Breakfast Club, 16 Candles.
All the John Hughes movies.
All the John Hughes movies. Home Alone's a pretty good Christmas movie, but I think
Home Alone's in my top 3.
But I think Christmas Vacation's better.
I have Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, Christmas Story is my top 3.
I'm so sick of Christmas Story.
I like that they play it every 24 hours, and I get sad when I don't watch it enough. I want to watch it at least 3 full times during that 24-hour run. And some people are like, "Why? You've seen it?" I just like it being on. And when it's over, when the last one ends, I get sad because that means Christmas is over, and I got to wait a whole another year.
I think the more people get rid of cable and stuff, that movie's gonna go away.
Well, because people aren't going to binge on something. But you know what? In my household, and I'm going to make you come, it's going to be on a loop. I'm going to have on the Blu-ray and the loop.
Joe going, I'm going to make you come.
I'm going to make you come. I actually want to do a new intro for the show where I have like Irish music that you were making fun of me with earlier. You were playing some cheesy ass shit. Where I'm going to have that, but over that, it'll basically be me being like, welcome to Kilgallon's Pub, the podcast for this. And then it'll have like little clips from certain episodes of which funny quotes are happening. Like Kevin Bozeman saying, I'm talking about your asshole, people. And then like Tessa saying you're a fucking asshole. Like, funny shit like that.
I'm going to make you come.
I'm going to make you come. That's going to be one of them. It's going to be in the reel.
And then this will be your new theme song. Oh, wait. That's not your theme song.
Is that Katy Perry?
No, it's just a commercial for something. Here we go. Hey, what's up? It's me, Joe Kilgallon. Welcome to Kilgallon's Pub. Grab a stool. I'll be right with you. I'm just helping this other bar patron. Then I'll be over to take care of you. Have your IDs ready. And none of this fucking I don't have it bullshit. You know the rules here. If you don't have your ID, I can't serve you. And no, you can't just sit in here and have water if you're under 21. It's not fucking Ohio, okay? If you're not 21, you can't be in here. I got to go help this other person, and then I'll be right back to help you. Welcome to Kilgallon's Pub. The popcorn machine isn't working. I'll be right back. That's the intro.
Can we record that? Keep that. That'll be for breaks. Whenever someone has to take a piss, because I've had a lot of times on this podcast where the guest is like, I gotta fucking pee.
Because you're drinking.
And I'll put it. Yeah. Yes, Marty, because we're drinking. I love how your impression is just a broken down Mark Wahlberg, but now sounds like comedian Dale McPeak. It does. No. It sounds slightly like Dale with that. You know the fucking rules. Like that just. I'm not making fun of you, Dale. He's been on the podcast. He's a good dude.
Dale's more. You know the rules.
Yeah.
You know the rules.
He's got a little bit of that.
But can't help you.
I think you say yeah more than me. You do. You go, yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
And you like something. I gotta go get something downstairs. I'm
that's
out of something.
That's how you say something?
No, that's you.
I say something like that?
I gotta go get
My
something.
dad has given me a hard time because I don't pronounce the
downstairs.
G's on the end of ings.
You never do.
Never, right?
I gotta go get something downstairs.
I gotta go get something downstairs. I do.
Something. Yeah.
Oh, holy shit. How about that? I want to get into voiceover, so I have to practice enunciating things correctly. Enunciating correctly. Mm-hmm. That's not bad. I'll read the Miller Lights thing. Miller Lite. We use choice hops from the Pacific Northwest as well as noble. I don't know that word. What is that? Noble. What is SAAZ?
Just
Saz?
read from your do a Miller Lite ad from your heart.
From my heart. All right.
Yeah. For the holiday season.
Can I just read it off this?
No, for the holiday season. Do a Miller Lite voiceover for the holiday season.
Hey.
No, for real. Do a real one.
For real. All right. Merry Christmas to you and yours. It's the holiday season, and we here at Miller Lite want you to have a great tasting, highly refreshing Miller Lite beverage because, damn it, we know your uncle's an asshole, all right? And shopping in the parking lots. And this is, look, it's consistent. I know hipsters think it tastes like water. It doesn't. It's got some taste to it. It's cheap. It's reliable. Sometimes you go to a bar and they're like, hey, try a new craft beer. And you're like, all right, fine. You try it and you're like, what is this hoppy fucking bullshit? After one sip, this is garbage. And I just paid $8 for it. Reliable. $2 at a lot of bars. In cities, $3.50 you could get a special, right? Either way,
this is your ad?
Grab yourself a case. Miller Lite, brewed in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Miller Coors Company. This is a non-profit for something. I don't know. What do they say at the end of those things? They usually say something. Oh, drink responsibly, motherfucker.
How'd you say responsibly?
I fucked up responsibly.
Did you throw an extra syllable
I
there?
did.
Responsibly.
Responsibly. I didn't mean to. I just started laughing, though. You put me on the spot, man.
I would say slow down.
Slow down. I do talk way too fast.
Way too fast.
Way too fast. How do you slow it down, though?
Slow down.
I have so much to say so quickly, though.
Slow down, baby. You know what Stone Cold says about wrestling? If you think you're going too slow, go even slower. Slow down, baby. Miller Lite. It's as American as Christmas. That's it.
That's it. That's how I feel.
Christmas time. Everybody's in such a hurry. Maybe it's time you crack open a Miller Lite and just watch everyone else go crazy while you enjoy the great taste of Miller Lite. Miller Lite. Drink responsibly. That's it.
Yeah, that was better than mine. Yeah. All right, I'll give you that.
But also, you tried to do a bit in there. You tried to.
I did.
Well,
because you said do a thing. I didn't.
No, I said just do like a reel.
Oh,
right, now that you know. Now that you know, just do a reel.
All right.
30-second. Let's start to our sponsor, Miller Lite, over at Kilgallon's Pub.
Happy holidays, everybody. Just how I start. All right, I'm trying to think of how a Miller Lite commercial would go. All right, hold on.
Start with this holiday season.
Okay. This holiday season, Well, everyone is hustling and bustling.
You're
down Main
copying
Street.
me.
Well, you said to start with this holiday season.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I thought you'd
that's
make
what
it
you
your
do.
own.
All right, we're making my own.
Here, give me something to start with. Watch this.
All right.
I'm sure it's done.
Start with.
Now I've been work out of a hole. You can even throw a fucking curveball at me. I don't give a fuck.
Start with. I don't know. How did these things start? I'm trying to think how these fucking commercials start. Who listens to commercials anymore, right? Start with.
This guy always doing bits?
No, that's not a bit. That's a
this
question.
all we do
That's
here?
a question.
This bartender's doing a lot of bits.
You've been on this podcast
This
before.
bartender's doing an awful lot of bits.
All right,
for my
start
taste.
with other beers may.
Other beers may try to sell you on a fancy label or a slogan. Us here at Miller Lite, we just think taste is all you need. Miller Lite. Grab one and taste and find out. Drink responsibly.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds better, but I thought my read was fun. My read was more fun. Yours was more professional.
What are you looking at me for?
That's what we're trying to do.
Because you're the
We're trying
fucking
to get
middle,
you.
man.
not
Didn't you
even
just say I
here.
want to do voiceover work? Not.
I do want to do voiceover work, which means I have to practice
Yeah.
speaking slowly,
Yes.
enunciating syllables.
Yes. Think of those
Is that
Pure
about overrated?
Michigan commercials.
Syllables. Oh yeah, Pure Michigan.
Do a pure.
A
Do a
morning.
pure Chicago.
A morning foggy dew. Oh, Pure Chicago I can
Yeah.
do? Okay, cool.
6 corners.
Yeah.
6 corners. Wakes
Wait,
up
hold
in
on.
the
Let me-
morning.
I got it. Don't you're putting it in my head and then you fuck up my own read, all right? I want to do my own thing here.
All right.
The sound of the blue line awakens you in the distance. A homeless man screaming a love song. James is fucking it up right now, man.
fucking drink out.
Dude, we got like expensive equipment here, man.
The hum of the blue line. Did you say the blue line sings in the morning?
I said what did I say? Something with the blue line? I don't
The
know.
blue line hums or something?
I had this going. I had a whole thing
All
going
right,
here.
go.
You look at you. You awaken
You
to the
look at
sound
your
of the
wife.
blue line, rushing by in the distance. You crack open your door to the nice, crisp December air. You see a parking ticket. You think, motherfucker, why do I still live here? Chicago, cold as a bitch, but warm as a motherfucker.
All right.
I don't know.
You can't play that at any.
I don't know. Like you're making me write shit on the go here, man. It was started out okay, and then you fucking did a spit take to fuck up my momentum. Thank you for that. It's a compliment, though. I appreciate that.
The rattling
Listen, man, I got a little
hums.
embarrassed, and so I
The
blamed it on
rattling
you.
hums
But you were
of the
great.
blue
You should
line.
take
That
as a
started off very well, man. I was trying to do like those Tim Allen. Tim Allen will do like the foggy dew of a September morning.
Yeah. The
University
smell
of Michigan.
The smell of cold
a
urine.
date rape in the
The
background.
smell of cold urine on
Yeah.
the Rosemont stop.
Exactly. Yeah. Traffic on the Kennedy. Eddie and Jobo.
Dude, I got to be honest. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know if everyone can remember their like wacky zoo crew guys that they grew up with as kids.
Eddie and Jobo were my guys. Yeah.
Dude, I remember all their parody songs from back in the day.
Do you really?
Like all of them.
I remember some of the sports ones, not from Eddie and Jobo, but from
I
the
remember
guys
when
at the
we
score.
were when the Bulls were playing the Lakers in the finals. Instead of "We Love LA," they did "We Loathe LA." Come
Oh,
on,
that's so bad. Yeah.
And they went magic and worthy, more like tragic and worthless. And I'm like, fuck yeah, you guys, we got them.
I remember one again. The score one.
They did one about instead of pump up the jam. Oh my god, they can bring this back. Instead of pump up the jam, they did Trump's in a jam because he was getting divorced.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Trump's in jam.
Trump's in a jam.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
instead of that, oh, think twice. It's just another day for you and me in paradise. Phil Collins.
Yes.
They did, oh, think twice if you want to borrow money from Andrew Dice.
Oh my God.
And it was homeless people asking Andrew Dice Clay for money. And he'd be like, oh, snap ahead. Ain't giving you no money.
I remember the guys on sports radio. I can't remember who exactly. It was after Duncan.
B96.
If you're looking it up, yeah. Duncan Keith, who was the Blackhawks star defenseman. He's getting a little older now, though, but still a great player. Hall of Fame, I'd say.
Yeah.
He lost his teeth blocking a puck. So the
Oh.
next day, it was pretty nasty and kept playing because he's a badass. The next day on sports radio locally here in Chicago, instead of Dirty Deeds by AC/DC, it was, Duncan Keith and he's got no
There
teeth.
you go.
Duncan Keith and he's got, it was
Yeah,
pretty
man.
good. There's some solid ones.
I remember Eddie and Jobo. I did a show with them one time, and I think we were just all making. They had the Cubs game on a TV. This was like one of the old JFL shows at Lincoln Hall, and then we were all just riffing on the game. And Eddie and Jobo came, and they were just like racist and like they're just sexist and shit. Everyone was like, You guys are the worst. They just left mad. But I remember being like, these guys were the kings.
They were. I saw them.
They lived in the same building together?
I was on them because they asked me a question. Opening day for the Cubs.
Yeah.
I think Laugh Factory's first year. They had Bill Murray was going to be there.
Okay.
Bobby Hall. And
is that a comic?
he was a Blackhawk legend who
okay.
actually is a bad guy in real life. I didn't
He's
realize
a bad
that.
guy?
Yeah, apparently he's not a good dude. I just knew him as this great hockey player that my dad liked a lot, you know,
Shit.
but I don't think he's a good
Huge
dude.
drunk.
He's a big drunk,
Oh,
and I guess he's not
yeah.
like,
Okay. I've heard stories about him.
Looks like
being a real-
W.C. Fields.
Well, actually, now that I
He's
remember,
got a big red nose and stuff.
well, he was telling us a story about something, and then he called a woman's vagina a monkey.
Yeah.
He's like, I remember one time this girl I was on, I put her up on top of the goalpost for this picture she wanted to take, and she was wearing a skirt with no underwear. I'm like, ooh, I could see her monkey, and I'm like, I've never heard anyone refer to a woman's vagina as a monkey.
Think about the like. Have you ever
I don't
seen
want to think about. I don't
have
want
you
to
ever
compare
seen
the two.
The
man.
meme with the Homer Simpson mouth. It's a woman's vagina.
I have not, but you two were definitely memeing out earlier today. I guess I got to get in the meme train.
Yeah, man, I'm all about that shit.
And Bill Murray was there, so I wanted to go see that. I took opening day tickets. I brought my little
Yeah.
brother. You know, it was really funny.
What?
So my brother was, oh God, he would have been, it's like 7 years ago. So he was probably like 13 or 14. Oh, the Homer Simpson.
A cigarette. Oh,
Could you guys catch that on camera? Could they see it on camera?
Oh, thank God, no. We get
Why
kicked
not?
Off, we get kicked off Facebook if they saw this.
Oh shit! All right, never
Yeah.
mind then.
What if you
Guys, just Google. What do you Google
that
that?
out,
Homer
flipped
Simpson
it.
pussy.
Google Homer
Oh,
Simpson
man.
pussy. Everyone listening at home.
Oh man,
We can't show it during the live stream.
No,
Apparently,
no.
it's
Yikes.
fine. It's a smart move there.
When we go live on Pornhub, we'll be able to do it.
But Pat Tomasulo, our buddy who
Yeah.
you work with and
Yeah.
who I work with doing stand-up, who has got a show. If you guys live in Chicago market, it's called Man of the People every Saturday night at 10 o'clock or 10:30, is it?
10:30.
10:30. There you go. Thanks for yawning on my
Sorry.
podcast. It makes me feel very inspired for these next 20 minutes of the show. Anyhow, so my brother was the most impressed with him. He's like, you know Pat Tomasulo? I'm like,
Oh, yeah?
Because he watches him
Oh,
every morning
yeah,
before
yeah.
school, dude.
Yeah.
WGN's got a big reach out here. Anyway, though, Eddie and Jobo were also recording live from the Laugh Factory for it. And they needed people to.
Are they on the radio still?
I don't know if they are now, but at the time they were.
Fuck,
this is like
man.
6 years ago, you know. And they were asking, the question was, what did you give up for Lent, and were you able to stick by it? Because it was like Lent was just wrapping up. And I said I gave up pop and
How old were you?
soda. Everybody. It's like 7 years ago. So what the hell was that? Like 27 or something.
Okay.
And
I thought you were a
26.
little kid.
No, and at the Laugh Factory, and so when I said it, I'm like, yeah, I gave up pop. Have you stuck with it? I go, yeah, but I don't count like Jack and Coke because that doesn't count clearly,
Yeah.
right? And then they were like, oh well, and they were like weird about it. They kind of felt like I duped them, and I thought it was funny. I thought they would have laughed along with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like laugh out loud, hilarious, funny, but
Yeah.
the idea of like, oh, I've given up pop, but mixed drinks don't count. Duh.
Yeah.
Like
I think
they
if
were
you go
I
back,
remember going like you.
I think if you
humorless
go back
fucks.
in time, those guys probably did a lot less time because they played songs and stuff.
I've done a couple solo podcasts of this.
Yeah.
A couple of them I've listened to the playback going, nice. And a couple times I'm like, brutal. And one time I was realizing it was bad while I was listening to it. Have you ever listened to your podcast and you could guess what you're going to say before you say it because you're in your own brain?
Maybe.
Like, I don't remember. Sometimes, like, I don't remember what I'm going to say, but I go, oh, I bet I say this. And then I did. I'm like, oh, cool. Anyhow, though, I had one that was solo, and I remember thinking, this isn't that good. And then while I'm listening to the playback, I actually say on the podcast, listen, everyone, when you have someone who hosts their own radio show, they've got commercial breaks. They've got.
Are you making excuses?
I'm like, I've been talking for 38 straight minutes, and I know the last
Yeah.
18 minutes have been shit and blah, blah, blah. And they've got people in their ear. They do
Would you
copy.
prefer coming in to do this show and there was already a list of stuff to talk about? Like they did research, they pulled clips, they had it all set to go.
No.
Do you want that?
No, I wouldn't actually. Because here's the thing. My favorite, the inspiration behind this podcast, which I've probably mentioned in every other one, and if you've been listening from the beginning, you're over this, was because when I was in high school, I wanted to own my own bar. We actually had a project where it was like, if you had to pick a business, what business would and why?
Yeah.
And I chose a bar, which was always like a weird red flag for teachers and guidance counselors. Why is
Yeah.
a 16-year-old saying he wants to own his own bar? Are you drinking at home and all that?
Yeah.
And it was because I remember goes back to Christmas. When we were really young, we would go to Butch McGuire's in downtown Chicago, River North area, Gold Coast, whatever, for like a Christmas lunch or whatever, like a day or two after Christmas or a day or two before. And, it's this cool, lively place. They had like a couple arcade games. I remember they had this big train that goes around the whole thing.
Fuck
And TVs showing sports all over the place. And I just loved that. And whenever I'd watch TV shows, I'd like Cheers and other shows where the idea of like the bar, you just go to the bar and talk. And then as I became an adult, the most fun was just talking shit at a bar with your friends. Because you never knew where the conversation was going to go. You'd have nights where you almost fight, like me and you did that one time, and then you'd have nights where you're like, "Dude, man, I got a newfound respect for you." And then you have nights where you get a little deep, or you learn something new, or you. So that was the whole idea. And then I did think about topics because I'm like, I need to have some structure. And for a while, I was doing that thing where at the end, just to wrap everything up, I would ask 3 stupid questions. Because at bars, we've already done that. If you could go back and tell the younger self, what would you do? We've done that. I never wanted to like set it up where I'm like, I have a couple ideas in mind. You know, like, oh, I want to mention this, I want to mention that, but I never wanted to like script it, so to say, because then it would come off disingenuous. Okay. Like if I'm going to meet you at the bar, say, you know, one where we don't get into fights. Say you were like, hey, I'm over at Galway Bay Pub tonight. Come on by. I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll be there in 15 minutes. You don't say, oh, by the way, here's what we're going to talk about.
I emailed you a list of topics.
Yes. We're gonna practice on your copy. Yeah. You know, I want to do the voiceover. That dude Ken who works at House of Blues, when we do that James Camp show. Yeah. He came up to me afterwards saying,
who's Ken?
Ken's the older black guy who works the door. Who works not the door, but he works security, and you know, he does voiceover work. Wow. Which makes sense. If you hear him talk, he sounds great. He said, hey, you have a very distinct voice.
Hi, Joe. Welcome to House of Blues.
Right? Yeah.
I'm the man with the golden voice.
Yeah, very Barry White. Yeah. That wasn't Barry White. No, that was more...
The man with the golden voice.
Who's the man with the golden voice?
He was that homeless guy kind of like Obama.
Oh, yeah, the homeless guy. That's right.
You're listening to Super Oldies. Yeah.
That was a great story. And then didn't someone say, well, he had a crack conviction when he was there? Who gives
he had some drug
shit?
Problems and he like went off the wagon.
What?
He's back on. He's doing late night radio.
Good for him.
He's back where he wanted to be.
Good. I love that. I love any story like that. Doesn't matter what you do in the past. It's about the future, baby.
The one couple just got busted. They conspired with that homeless guy to get people to give money to their Kickstarter or their GoFundMe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hate that, man. I hate when people, because every now and then you see these stories about like some kid or a soldier or a dog or whatever, and you're just like, I want to do everything I can.
Yeah.
And inevitably something becomes fake because of it.
I think it would be fun to do a bit where I was like doing stand up, and then at the end the host would be like, hey, we didn't want to say anything before, but your best friend from growing up is back from Afghanistan, and hire somebody to have like full military. And then they come out and they're like, I'm back. And I'm just like, I'll be honest, man, I don't know who you are. And he'll be like, we went to school together. Like, it's me, like Steve. And I'll be like, you know, and he'll be like, I'm the guy that like fucked a pumpkin. I'm like, oh, Steve, pumpkin fucker, Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, we called the old pumpkin fucker.
You were in the military? Yeah, I joined on 9/11. Like, don't you remember? You told me I was an idiot for doing it. And I'm like, hey, man, shut the fuck up. Like, don't tell people I said you were an idiot.
Dude, you really,
there was a guy at Disney who had a Trump hat on and a shirt that said liberalism, there's a cure. When I walked past him, I went, ooh. But what I should have did was went, fuck yeah, and went for a high five. And when our hands touched, I should have went, I'm racist too. Just to see what he would say.
I bet he would have winked at you. Guaranteed.
That's a bold move. To go to Disney with your fucking...
Yeah, because he's just trying to stir shit up.
It's just, yeah.
It's like the person who wears a White Sox jersey to a Cubs game.
And when they're not playing the White Sox.
Yes, I see all the time.
Like they're playing the Cardinals, some guy's wearing a fucking...
And I'm sure there's Cubs fans who do it too every now and then, but it's more consistent where I see Sox fans in Wrigley Field wearing it.
It's like wearing a Bullet Club shirt to a WWE show.
Yeah.
You're just being a little, look what I like.
I know.
I hate that. I like is what,
Just anyone who wants to wear attention with what their apparel is just a weak person. I don't like bumper stickers. I think bumper stickers are stupid. You're putting a sticker on a nice thing you bought. You put a lot of money on this thing, and you're essentially ruining it.
I had a bunch of band stickers on my car back in the day.
It's when I was like high school.
Yeah,
I could forgive that.
High school,
anyone
sure.
who's past the age of like 19.
My old dude, check this bumper sticker out I used to have. It said, join the military, go to exotic lands, meet new people, and then kill them. It was like an anti-war bumper sticker. I remember being like, fuck yeah.
That's kind of funny. I like your bit though, man. I like the idea of being like, dude, I really have no idea who you are right now. And then the guy being like, we were best friends. I wanted to meet you first. I skipped my family.
Yeah.
Because I did a bit. I've done it a couple times where, because all you see so many damn commercials of a soldier coming home in this dramatic fashion where I feel bad for the kids of the soldier who just comes home the regular way, where he just calls up going, hey, I'm laying at O'Hare at 5. Pick me up.
There's a new one where
you're not going to be the surprise umpire at my Little League game?
There's a new commercial where the dad is like working on like a construction site, and he helps the daughter not put too much milk in her cereal, and then takes her to school and the grocery store. And then they get a phone call, and it's the mom who's a soldier, and she's over like in the Middle East or something, and they're talking to her on FaceTime.
Very progressive.
Very, dude.
Women can be soldiers too. You meatheads out there, you lunks.
I thought this was really interesting. I watched. What was I watching? When I was watching Kill Bill on that Vice channel, Viceland or Vice, whatever it is, they kept having a commercial for this PrEP. You know what PrEP is?
No.
So PrEP is if you are possibly hooking up with people who might have HIV. It helps protect against that. And the reason I know it is because Steamworks the musical, they have a song called "I'm Prepped, I'm Ready to Go," and it talks about like you gotta, if you're gonna hook up with people in this scene, you should take PrEP so you don't get HIV. And in the commercial, they have a gay guy with his partner, a trans person with now
Their
her partner or their
okay.
partner,
Okay.
and then this is where I was like, whoa, a black woman with a black guy. And I think the insinuation is black women are getting HIV more from black guys who are like
On the DL?
secretly, yeah. And they're marketing to, it was like, whoa, that's, but I caught it and I was like, whoa.
But there must be some truth to it if they're going to use that
Well,
demo,
there is.
right?
That's
Yeah,
like
there
the
is
higher,
truth.
like the higher.
Isn't it weird about society right now that there are some things that feel wrong,
Yeah.
even though it's like...
I told you I saw a video of John Cena speaking Chinese and I was like, it felt,
Oh, that was so funny.
felt fucking racist.
You're like, this doesn't feel right.
No, but there is shit like that where you see and you're like, am I allowed to say anything? I don't know.
But there are down low
today-
white guys too, but I don't
today-
think it's prevalent.
Right.
It's not.
It's not. Statistically, it's not.
It's just not. Yeah.
But I mean, clearly, it's an issue if they're putting it on a
yeah,
commercial.
and look, if it feels wrong, but stats back it up, you can't be too.
Today, I was at the coffee shop by the Laugh Factory, Intelligentsia, and this guy was having a bit of a mental episode. Something was going on.
Oh, like the guy I was trying to portray in the beginning of my Chicago narrative.
They have
After-
mental problems.
After the blue line, I said a homeless guy sings songs in the distance.
Oh, well, okay.
He was throwing up, and you were
But
making fun of me.
I saw this guy walking up and down Broadway, and he was being real weird. And then he was kind of like bothering people, whatever. And then I was sitting by the door in the window, and he was outside, and he was like had his phone, and I don't know, he was like talking to what he was just like in his own world, and having a kind of a great time, which is kind of interesting, like because you see the people who sometimes are like arguing with themselves or whatever. But the people who are having just like a pleasant time, that's interesting to me.
I agree.
And the cops came in, and they're like, is there a guy in here? I could tell they were looking around, and I finally just went, are you looking for that guy? And they go, yeah, has he been in here causing trouble? And I'm like, no, he came in, like sat down for a little while, and then went outside, and he's just been talking into his phone, but I don't even know. And they're just like, oh. And I even went, I go, can't arrest the guy for being a little weird. And they just go, nope, we can't.
Yeah.
And they're just like, all right, we're going to go. And then they left, and they're just like, call us. They said to the people working there, they're like, call us if he's
Did
a
he
problem.
smell bad?
No, he
'Cause
was.
a lot of times they get the boot for stinking
He
it up.
looked like a guy who
Stinking
I'm
it
gonna
up.
I'm gonna say if I had to guess might be like off his meds or something or going through a situation.
Maybe schizo or something.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can say that anymore. That
Schizo?
might be yeah.
Is schizo bad?
Yeah, probably. That's probably got a James. What do you think? Schizo?
I
Probably
can't.
got a
I
little,
can't say schizo anymore.
Is that
Depends.
a pejorative term?
Subjective.
Well, I'm not being
Yeah.
mean to anybody who's schizophrenic.
Yeah, I think they can. I don't know. I don't know.
It
See,
is.
again,
it-
that's
no,
how
but
I'm like.
you gotta.
Hey, man, I don't know if you could say that.
Here's the thing, though, everybody. When I hear that, I go, "All right, well, I just won't say schizo anymore." And some
Yeah.
people are just like, "Well, fuck that shit." Like, how
Oh, yeah.
often are you saying that word?
They'll write
that
bits
you're
about
upset
how
that
they
you can't
still
say
want to
it.
say that. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I just go, "All right, well, cool. I just won't say that." But sometimes I'll hear someone like, "Well, that just seems. What else am I gonna say?"
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if that person is a complete cunt, what else am I gonna call them?
Whoa.
Right? I can't say that.
Whoa.
All right. I wanted to. It was my favorite. Sometimes homeless people are deep, man. I remember walking in Venice. You ever do that show, Venice Underground?
Yeah.
Like the basement of that bar.
Oh, no.
I think the bar called like
Maybe.
Town
I don't know.
Ship or something. Some bar right off the ocean there in Venice, right off the boardwalk in LA. And I was walking back to my car. There's never good parking around there, so I was like 5-6 blocks away. This homeless guy's walking by me. There's a lot of homeless over there, of course. It's the beach. And he says, I've been ignored so long, I don't even have a shadow.
Wow. That's deep.
I thought that was kind of deep, man.
Yeah.
It made me,
Yeah.
You ever give a homeless guy money and then think no one was around? Why'd I even do that?
I do that more. Like if I'm giving a tip and they're not paying attention to me, I just kind of wait and wait and wait, and then they turn around and I go bloop.
I know it's a Seinfeld episode, but yeah, you definitely want credit.
I want that credit.
Because otherwise, it's. You ever had it where you go, I got a 10, I'm taking 9 out?
Yeah.
I've done that before,
Yeah.
and sometimes they're cool about it. Every now and then they kind of give like a look. I'm like, don't play that.
Yeah.
I can't stand it when they ask you and then they don't get what they want. To me, it almost makes me go, forget it now. And this is why you're in the fucking place that you're in.
The Streetwise
I'm
guy.
gonna teach you some gratitude, dickhead.
Streetwise guy the other day asked someone to buy Streetwise, and I said, no, I'm sorry, I don't have any cash. And he goes, he's like, I can do Venmo. And I just thought that was funny, and I laughed. And he goes, you think that's funny? And I'm like, a little bit. Like, that is kind of funny that you take Venmo.
It is a little bit.
Yeah. He goes, I got the chip reader and everything. And I'm like, that's kind of funny that you have that.
Totally.
And he was like, I don't think it's funny. And I'm like, well, it is to me.
You should have said, why don't you think it's funny?
Yeah.
I like to engage in a little conversation.
Yeah.
So
it's unconventional that a homeless guy. Also, it's like, I don't know who's gonna give you their card to swipe. I'm gonna be honest. Like, but he had his PayPal set up or Venmo account.
Who feels confident in being like?
But like,
all
right.
If I piss off a bartender, I don't want to give him my card.
Put your PIN number in right there. It's like, no, I don't think I'm gonna do that.
No, you want the 3 digits on the back? Fuck
Yeah.
you. You know, I'm not giving you that. The 3 digits on the back, that's really sacred.
That's when you're in trouble.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with that too often. All right, well, Marty,
do you think that if you had to, like, con a homeless, not a homeless person, an elderly person, would you be able to? If I gave you one day to like steal an old person's identity, would you be able to do it?
I could never do it, man.
If you had to, if I had kidnapped your family.
One day?
One day, 24 hours.
Give me 3 hours, I could get it done.
3 hours?
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking,
I'm bold, man. I got some.
How would you know who to call?
What I would do is I would say I need an hour to do some recon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To really
Okay.
to case the joint.
All right.
And by case the joint, I mean find out do they have kids? Do they have grandkids?
Okay.
Do they have any kids or grandkids that are in trouble?
Yeah.
How much do they love their kids and grandkids?
Okay.
You know, I look for clues. Oh, I see pictures up on the mantle. They're in
Why
touch.
do they need grandkids? You just need their identity.
I will put a gun to their grandchild's
good
head and say,
Lord.
"Give me
No,
your fucking
no,
identity." Does that not count?
You have
I
to
just
do
have
it
to give 'em
slick.
to be slick.
Hey, this is Joe from ComEd. I just need to go over your plan. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be easy.
Yeah.
I'd walk up and down the block looking for a house with a dish on it.
There you go.
And then you know what I do? I take a bat to the dish.
It's okay.
And then I say, "Hey, have you been having problems with your dish?" And they go, "Yeah, actually recently because you gave me 24 hours."
Yeah.
You know what I do? 9 a.m. Take a bat to that dish.
Yeah.
Go fucking run my errands.
I remember one
and
time.
then I come
when
back
I
around
was-
1 o'clock going, we've heard you've been having problems.
This was a long time ago. I was at work, and they were calling, and they were asking. It was when Nextel, that was like walkie-talkie. I was doing like deliveries at the time. Yeah, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you're ready for an upgrade." And I was like, "Oh," and I was giving them like information a little bit, and then finally I just was like, "Oh, this is a scam," and it like just hit me, and I'm like, "Oh," and then I just like had fun with them for a little while.
I had a scammer on Snapchat. I had a Snapchat thing.
I haven't been on my Snapchat in like multiple years. I'm afraid if I go on it, there would have been messages of people who were like, "Hey, you can have sex with me right now," and I would have been like, "Oh, I didn't know that." Because I remember one time years ago, I was in like I think Peoria, and someone was like, "Hey, I heard you're in town. Like, let's hang out." And I was like, and I didn't see it, and then I was like, I'll be back in 3 months," and they were like, they never responded. I was like, no.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I had something kind of similar where I don't really Snapchat, but once every 3 days I'll check it if I'm really bored, if I remember. And at this time I was looking, and it was I think mine's public, so anyone can follow me, I'm pretty sure. And I had like a message from someone named Emma, and it was just a picture of food. They were smart about it, right? Because the first few were just pictures of food.
Yeah.
And no, his name wasn't Emma. It was Emily or something with an E. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, it's pictures of food. So I'm just thinking, oh, I know a few people by this name.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's one of the people I know. Then the third was naked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I couldn't really see a face, but naked body. And I was like, oh, shit.
You saw that monkey?
Yeah, I saw that monk dog. I saw that Homer Simpson, you know? Nope. And then I was like, oh, shit. I feel like this was an accident. Because there's two sides of them. There's one that you send to, like, your group of friends, or it's direct. Because sometimes I get it where I'm like, oh, they just send this to a group because it's clearly they don't want a response.
Right.
And then there's other ones that are public. This was to the group of friends one. Or it could have been direct to me, which then I found out was direct to me.
Okay.
And I didn't respond. And then there was another message saying, show me yours. And then I responded back, I think you got the wrong person. Like, I didn't want to make you feel
I'll
embarrassed.
show you, but I think you're wrong. Yeah.
I was like, I just don't want to embarrass you. You know, I'm married and all this stuff. So, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. All this kind of shit like that. Then after a day, it's like, wait, who are you? Why am I felt like, this is back and forth. And I was like, I'm a stand-up comedian in Chicago. I just figured, it's my name anyway. She could have Googled all this shit. She could have easily Googled all this. And then she did Google, and she's like, oh, you're really hot. And I go, what's your name and all this? And she's like, I'm a college student at Ohio State University, and I'm from Chicago, though. I was in town. You were playing for a show, and then I was just like, no, and I just kind of ignored it, And then it was more and more nude shots and stuff like, I really want to suck your cock and all. So then I started having fun back.
Yeah.
It'd be like, send me yours, and I would send I sent a picture of what's his name, Ken Jeong's dick from the Hangover movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know this isn't you, and it's like, that really hurts my feelings actually, because I'm getting over the fact that I'm not endowed.
What do you think her mission
I
was?
think, what I really think it was?
Blackmail you?
Yeah, I do. I couldn't figure out catfish me, blackmail me, whatever. Yeah. I kept saying, and I mentioned I'm married a million times, and I was just like, so eventually I just got sick of, because I was playing with it at first for a while. Yeah. And then eventually I'm like, this is boring, so then I just blocked her.
Yeah.
I just blocked it.
Someone tried to do that to me one time, but I fucking knew who they were, and they didn't fucking trick me. And if you're watching, you know what you did. Anyway.
Positive message right there.
Everyone loves our town. Yeah, about the grunge scene in Seattle.
I probably would have finished it on my flight back. I was in LA over the weekend, everyone. Had a great time.
Did I give you also Meet Me in the Bathroom?
You did not give me Meet Me in the Bathroom.
Oh, okay.
But by the way, you got to give me, let me finish the one.
Did you read the Columbine book?
Yes, and it was great.
Okay.
I wish I didn't hear that. I heard a podcast that hit on a lot of stuff, so then I started to be able to but it was still awesome.
Okay. What do you like about, where are you at in Everybody Loves Our
I probably
Town?
have 60 pages left.
What's going on? Is everybody famous now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, pretty much.
Took a while, right?
It's getting depressing.
Took a
little
while
bit.
for it to get famous.
It's kind of has that whole. It did get a little depressing.
How good do you think that one band would have been?
The one where the singer died.
Yeah. The one they did Temple of the Dog for.
What was the name of the band? I'm blanking on the band.
I don't know. Sweet something.
Green River?
No.
I don't know.
I'm
blanking on it. Anyway, I would have finished on the flight back because I was reading on the flight there. And then the Bears were on, and I was able to swipe my card to watch the Bears game on the whole. And it was kind of fun actually watching a football game on a plane.
Were you on?
I was on United on the way back.
Nice.
So I was in the middle seat.
Virgin. If you fled LA, go Virgin.
I tried to, but here's my new trick, everyone. See, I like to give some value on the podcast. Here's some value, everyone. Book a one-way ticket. When you search for flights, don't search round trip. Search one way.
All right.
You get way cheaper flight. Book the one way.
Okay.
Then wait a couple days, or you sometimes do it the same day. But if you wait a couple days, I think it's better financially. You'll get better deals. Okay. Then you book one way back.
Okay.
So sometimes you can do two separate airlines, but you don't care because you're saving money. So I did round trip to Burbank, which is more expensive because it's the best airport in the history of airports. Okay. If you ever fly into LA, fly to Burbank if you can. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to get direct though.
That's fine.
A bummer. You think Burbank's just fine?
It's fine.
You get off the plane.
I mean, it's
outside.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're getting off a private jet. Whenever I get off, I wave to people.
Oh yeah.
I wave, even though there's no one to wave to. It's just fun to do.
Okay.
Like I'm the president.
Okay.
It's really cool. Anyhow,
direct flight?
No, I didn't get direct.
No.
You can though sometimes get direct. I've gotten direct before, but you have to fly to Midway, and in Chicago you don't want to fly to Midway.
Virgin.
All right. Well,
TV.
next time go Virgin, everybody. But Virgin sometimes isn't that cheap. Virgin's expensive sometimes. Mm-hmm. I got $220
Book
round
some
trip.
voiceover ads.
$220.
You'll be fucking.
I'm trying. And by the way, people who've done voiceover believe in me. Yeah. You just put me on the spot. I need a real read.
They know something, and I don't.
Here, I'll read this. I can't even read that. That's weird. What does that say? Hold on. It's the back of a matchbook. I'll do it. The Coliseum.
Do you know this episode's been sponsored by?
This episode of Kilgallon's Pub has been sponsored by the Coliseum, which is available for receptions, dinners, meetings, sales kickoffs, corporate affairs. For all that and more info, call 312-664-0773. The Coliseum.
You should have the Coliseum. Where friends become family.
I added that. Well, dude, I said I need to read someone else's shit.
Vinny Black
because
Celebrity
otherwise,
Lounge.
if I do my own ad, it's going to be all Kilgalloned up.
Yeah.
So I need to read someone else's. I need to do like the whole Miller Lite inside this fine Pilsner brew.
In this day and age, everybody's obsessed with celebrity. Well, why not come to a place where everybody's a celebrity? That's right. Vinny Black Celebrity Lounge. Now open 7 days a week.
That was good.
I don't know.
That was good. By the way, when I said I want to start doing voiceover, I didn't say I was better than you at voiceover.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not. You took this as like a fucking challenge. Let's go. Anyway, I want to read the book, but
All
it's
right.
a great era of music. Whenever, dude, you turned me on to that great 90s podcast. I don't think we ever talked about it on this podcast, did we?
That dude narrated Reels. You ever watch any documentaries on Reels, the channel?
I don't believe I have,
It's
but I know
on
the
Direct
channel.
TV. They did a Kurt Cobain documentary, and Alan Cross was the narrator. And I tweeted at him. I said, "Are you the fucking narrator?"
Did he respond?
I am.
It's always cool when you get a
And then I go,
response.
dude, that 9 parts part about the 90s is like Podcast Hall of Fame, and he fucking didn't respond. I'm like, ooh.
He didn't even give you a fave?
Ooh,
How hard is it to hit the heart button?
I know, right? You know you're fucking in front of your phone.
I like everything.
Yeah.
Whenever people like give me, even
But what is that podcast?
most of my friends, by the way, I've got friends out there. It wouldn't hurt you to start liking my shit back, by the way. And I'm not doing that for that reason. But when I scroll through like Instagram and a girl puts like a selfie up, I go, you know what? She's probably feeling good. She thinks she looks good in this picture. That's why she posted it. I'm going to like it. So she does know that she looks good, and good for you.
It's a little risky, bud.
Why is that risky?
Liking a girl's picture on Instagram?
Yeah, man.
I'm not liking bikini
You're
butt
a
shots.
married man.
The podcast
That's a bad
is
example. If it's a guy, I'm liking the guy's photo too.
the
Okay.
podcast is the
All right.
ongoing history of new music.
Yes.
And he did a 9-part thing about the 90s. And it was fucking good. 90s alternative music. It's so fucking good.
And I go on and on about Nirvana, but have you seen the Oasis documentary, Supersonic? Came out in 2016, so 2 years
I
ago.
have not, but
Amazing.
I
It's on
just
Amazon.
watched a Blur documentary.
Ooh.
And in the Blur documentary, they were at their whatever the
big
British
rivalry
fucking
there.
film award, whatever the British music
It's
awards
not
are.
hard to remember what it's called. It's called the Brits.
The Brits. Okay.
Or the Q Awards.
So
too.
they won all the awards, and it was one of those where they were like embarrassed they fucking won so many. And at one point they're up there and they're like, "Oh man, like this, we should be sharing this with Oasis. Like this is crazy." And apparently that like made Oasis mad. And then one guy, that the lead singer, was just like, "I shouldn't have fucking said that." But his episode about those two, like, was so good. I had no idea that was.
If
such
you
a
watch
huge-
that documentary, and I know I get nostalgic about the 90s a little bit, but I think I'm fair about it, and I'll explain why a little bit furthermore. In the Oasis documentary, Noel Gallagher says it was the pre-digital age.
Yeah.
It was the pre-talk show.
Magazines,
or
baby.
It was the yeah, exactly.
Enemy.
It was the pre.
Yeah.
Digital age, pre singing contest,
Yeah.
pre all this. He goes, things meant more.
Yeah.
It was a great time to be alive, let alone a great
But
time
also
to be an Oasis.
that magazine Enemy came out every week.
NME was big, yeah.
And
it
they
was their
needed
version
to
of Rolling
fucking
Stone. And
write about shit.
Yeah.
They were done writing about all the alt bands from the U.S.
everything was magazines in the 90s
Yeah.
because there was no
Remember, here's what was huge: cover Rolling Stone, Playboy, Time,
Time
cover
was big.
Time.
Those three, yes. Cover Time is still big because they do that Person of the Year thing.
Still big, yeah.
But it doesn't. Rolling
But, like,
Stone, I don't even know.
yeah. I always say you know you're old when you don't know the host or the musical guest on Saturday Night Live. And this past week, I didn't know who either of them were. I'm like, oh no.
I know who it was. A female.
She was in The Crown, but I don't know.
Yeah, and she was also in. I just saw it. It was
She
the
said
first
she played
movie.
Ryan Gosling's wife in something, and then the musical guest, I don't know, some
She
black
was in
dude
The
playing
Girl
drums.
Who Kicked the Spider's Web, which
Oh,
came
okay.
out recently, which is a sequel to The Girl with the
Train.
Dragon Tattoo.
Okay.
And her name was something Foy.
Okay.
Can't remember her first name.
Someone to see.
British actress, Catherine Foy
Okay.
or something like that. I saw that movie. It was pretty good. I liked it. It's the first movie I saw in the theaters in almost 2 years.
Oh, because the baby.
Yeah.
Damn.
I saw a movie. I saw Rogue One. My buddy who works for Disney hooked it up. I saw
no.
Rogue One in December of 2016 before it came out.
no.
So the week before it came out. So I got a
Yeah.
sneak preview, free ticket.
Yeah.
And I liked Rogue One. Rogue One was fun. You didn't like Rogue One?
Yeah. It's fun.
I've guess how many Star Wars movies I've seen? 2.
Okay.
I've seen the original, meaning the one that's 77, which I know is
Yeah.
episode 4 now.
And then
nerds
you
get
saw the
so
prequel
mad.
to that one.
And I saw the prequel to that
Yeah,
one,
that's
Rogue
great.
One.
That's all you need.
I thought Rogue One was fine.
That's all you need.
And then I didn't see anything until then. And everyone's like, you didn't see the movie. Look, baby, I'm in SAG. I get the screeners. I get a little DVD of Get Out
Oh
sent to
my
my house.
God.
I got Tanya
What a
sent to my
monster!
house.
I had no idea. I had no
Right,
idea. I
don't-
was
I don't need to go to
podcasting
the
with
fucking theaters.
a monster.
Go to theaters with a bunch of dicks. Some guy
Okay.
takes out his phone to text someone. You got that bright screen in your face,
Cool.
row ahead of you.
Cool. You got a lot of boring movies sent to you,
I did. I got all the Oscar nominated ones, which are boring.
dude.
They're boring. Why
I
are
went
the
and saw
best movies
the best.
boring?
This was the best. I went when Infinity Wars came out. I was like, man, I gotta fucking see this movie. And it came out on a Thursday, and Sarah had a show, and I was like, would you care if I went and saw that by myself? And she's like, no, if you want to see it again, I'll see it with you. And I go, cool. And I got a ticket at the Century Center Landmark on Clark.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, because I went there to see, I think I went and saw the Force Awakens there, and like nobody was there because I don't think people think to go to this art house theater to see these big.
I saw
movies.
Juno there.
Yeah,
That was the last
which
movie I
is
saw
like,
there.
of course, that's what they
07.
play those all
Yeah.
those indie movies there. But anyway, it was packed, and I was like, oh shit. So I was just like sitting with everybody, sold out theater, and when you will see those comic book movies or like a Star Wars or whatever, the big thing is like, oh, what previews are we gonna see? And this theater was just like, nah, dude, we're playing the movies that we're playing. So, and everybody was like, oh, here we go, previews. And they're like hoping to see like the new Deadpool preview or whatever. And it was all just those like, one British woman cares for this old British man. And it was like every
She has
fucking
to fire
movie.
everybody on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and it was, no, God, that would have been a treat. These were all like, these like, I'm your butler, but I love you. You know, it's so good.
I got friends who are in the movie review business. My buddy Mike Crowley, who used to film the podcast for me, and my buddy Leo Brady has a blog called themovieguy.com, which you should check out because here's what, even if you disagree with him, here's why you need to appreciate Leo Brady's website. When he does the top 10 list, it's there. You don't have to keep clicking through. I hate those clickbait top 10
they want to
lists.
get more views.
They want to
and
get more
stuff.
clicks. So they'll number
Yeah.
10, click this to see number 9, click this to see number 8.
And then an
It's
ad.
just fucking out there.
7's just an ad.
So annoying. So
Okay.
any website that appreciates you and your time,
Yeah.
support them, even if you don't 100%
Usually
agree
what
with
I
their
do is
choices.
if I see
Which I
those,
like a lot
I
of
go
the
to the
choices.
little reader thing in the space bar, in the bar, address bar, and it'll bring it all up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart. I didn't know that.
But
Anyhow,
don't
though,
you-
I'd
but,
like
like,
to
don't
get those guys on because
Do you ever see a preview where you're just like, I will never see this fucking movie?
for sure.
It was one
Yeah.
where like Ben Kingsley was like a driving instructor, and this like old British woman's husband died, and she's like, I must finally learn to drive. And they formed this an unconventional friendship is forged.
Rich guy and a rich woman and
Yeah.
a poor driver.
Yeah.
God. There was one I remember where she found an old love letter from her grandma sent to some guy that wasn't her grandfather, and they try to like meet them together.
Dude.
They're 100. Who wants to
I-
see that? No one see 100-year-olds
I don't
fucking.
know. You ever? It's like I always think it's like The Purge. It's like, man, this movie should be better. This theme.
I had no desire to see those Purge
right,
movies,
but it's like
and
the
I
movies
haven't.
all suck, but the theme is that's pretty good. I saw a fucking shitty not Robert De Niro. Who's the fucking? I'm
Al
just getting
Pacino?
started. Yeah,
Al
Al
Pacino.
Pacino. There's an Al Pacino movie. I don't know what it's called.
Hoo-wah.
Danny Brown
Darko
or something.
Donnie Brasco or Briscoe?
No, Danny something. There's I can't think of it. If you can find it, and he's a singer. And like when he was a young guy, he was like, "Oh man, this dude's gonna be like something else." And then he just went the fucking Neil Diamond route, where everyone sings his songs like "Good Time Tonight," ba ba ba, and
It's a good tune.
and Danny Collins.
Danny Collins?
Danny Collins. That's it. So in this movie, he's Danny
Look at
Collins.
that fucking.
And he's just like this fucking guy who you're like, oh god, this fucking Danny Collins, this piece of
This
shit.
picture of Danny Collins we're seeing right now, everybody, which you can't see
It
on
looks,
the podcast or on the show.
he looks just like he has recently.
Could you,
so-
will they
but-
hear this?
Yeah.
Could they hear this?
Yeah, I can hear it.
All
I
right.
thought
Let's listen real quick.
it says inspired by a true story. I don't know who the true story is based on. Got a young chick.
Oh, I know what
Are
that
you
is.
catching what's going on?
That's right by Pink Taco in L.A.
Are you catching what's going on here?
Yes.
So the idea is he did this interview, and John Lennon was so blown away by the interview and his music that he wrote him this letter. He never got the letter. And now his whole thing is, had I gotten this letter, I wouldn't have sold out, and my whole life would have been different. And I feel like it could have been a much better movie than it was.
It's a great idea for
Yeah.
a movie, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to see this movie. When you saw the trailer, you didn't want to watch this?
I went and saw it.
Oh, okay. Well, it must have hooked
I was
you
like,
on.
you got me. It was playing at a theater by my house at the time that like only played a couple movies, and it was kind of like, well, if you want to see a movie, it's this or like fucking whatever.
When I saw Kurt Cobain Montage of Heck in the theater, because
Yeah.
they showed it like in L.A., Seattle, New York, so I got
Yeah.
to see it at the ArcLight there in
Yeah.
Hollywood, which is a great theater. And they had the preview
Overpriced.
for
Too expensive. Too expensive to see. You can't charge that much for a movie. It's too much. And if
Well,
the movie
all of
isn't
LA is
good,
expensive. You know, it's weird. Why are movies
not
so
just LA,
expensive
not
in
just
LA?
LA, everywhere. Like I paid for 2 movies at the ArcLight here in Chicago, and it was like in the afternoon, and they're like, that'll be like $32. I was like, oh no, 2, and they're like, $32 or something. It was
So
like
even they know it's ridiculous.
crazy, and they're like, sorry, but it's like if it's just okay, that's like.
Well, I went to the Regal on Western and I had a $25 gift card.
Yeah.
And it was $1 more, so I spent like $1.50 outside the gift card. So it was like 26
Yeah.
bucks for 2 people, which is a little expensive.
I think.
Which isn't as bad as the 33 you were paying during the day. Although the movie I saw was at $4.50 because after we were done, we went across the street to that Fat Willie's to have dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's like, you should go to the other place. And I looked at the menu and I'm like, I don't want to have a deviled egg. God, foodie people are weird.
Gotta get those ribs,
People,
baby.
I know.
Deviled egg?
No, people recommend restaurants. And I go, what do they got? And they go, oh, they have glass, but they grilled it. It's really, it's eclectic.
Yeah.
Don't you want this eclectic? They have a bean. It's one gigantic bean, and you cut it up in 3, and then everyone shares the bean. But it's so nice. I just go, why are you people? Sometimes I want to go. Do you know me at all?
Yeah.
Do you remember that one time we had a community Snow meeting, and Drew Michael recommended Indian food, and I'm like, hi, have we just met? I'm not eating that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still a meathead with stuff like that. Although I like sushi now, so maybe I should try Indian food. I
There
have
you go.
brought it in my horizons. But there was a time in my life where I made it very clear to everybody. I like 5 things. Burgers, Italian beefs, steaks, shrimp, and cereal. Anything outside,
Cereal.
anything outside of that, get out of here.
There
I don't
you
want
go.
it. I had an example of a movie that I was gonna mention. Oh yeah, during the Kurt Cobain montage of Heck, they had the trailer for John Cusack played an old Brian Wilson.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I liked that movie a lot. It
That was
really
great.
good.
That movie was awesome.
Yeah, that was a very good flick. But yeah, dude, you're right. Movies are too expensive. I don't know why people have to rush out to go see them in the theater. I mean, some movies you want that atmosphere, I suppose.
How long, James will know more or have a opinion more.
Yeah.
How much longer till movies come out online the day they come out in the theater?
Oh, it's already happening, dude. You can get shit on what is it like Amazon?
I'm talking like the next
like
Avengers
major.
movies.
Never.
You don't think it'll
No,
ever?
do
you
it in the
have
theater
you have to have the theater experience.
Yeah.
Well, and like it costs so much money to make those
Yeah.
movies that you have to. That's why ticket prices are so high.
But
You
what
gotta
if,
get people
what if
in
the
the
day
seats.
of they're like, you can watch the Avengers, but it'll get ripped, and then well, I mean,
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because then
Yeah.
someone will rip it
'Cause I was
immediately
gonna
and
say,
they'll never
like,
make that money.
if I was super into, I like the comic book movies,
Yeah.
but I'm not like a nut about them. But like I don't know, if they were like, all right, you can see this next Infinity Wars coming out, like the part 2, the sequel.
Yeah.
$50, you can watch it at home.
No, because someone will rip it immediately, like you said. Yeah.
I
Do people
guess.
still make out at movie theaters? People still necking and kissing and macking?
I don't know.
It'd be nice if they did.
I think-
I don't want certain things you don't want to
I
go
mean, now
away.
you can lean back and all those things and stuff.
I know. There's a new theater my dad went to recently. It's like you could lean back completely, and if someone has to walk down the aisle in front of you,
They
you don't have to
don't-
tuck
yeah,
your
I
feet
know,
in or
I
anything.
know.
They got enough room,
That's
which is
what's weird,
nice.
because you got to be losing. See, I don't know.
They
Sure,
probably
it's all the
lose.
time.
It's probably less seats, but more full most of the time.
Mm.
You ever think about that? I remember going to a movie theater at like 1:30 one time to see a flick, and it was me and 4 people in there.
Yeah.
I was with someone else. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
feel
a
weird if
loser
there's
going
like
to
a
movie by
couple-
myself.
You
but
don't go by yourself?
I have gone before by myself. I see like on the road if I'm doing stand up. I remember I saw in Lansing, Michigan. I saw 42, the Jackie Robinson movie by myself.
Yeah.
Because Mike Stanley didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Because he's a dork. No, I'm kidding. But he
Oof.
doesn't like baseball. And then I saw the Three Stooges
Also
movie by
starring.
myself
Also
too.
starring the Falcon from.
Yeah.
That's the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anthony
Oh.
Mackie.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude. He's not in fucking the
Yes, he
Seth Rogen
is.
movie.
Here we
You
go.
look up who's in the Seth
Yes,
Rogen
he
movie we're
is.
talking
What do you
about.
want to bet me? What do you want to bet me?
Who's the Falcon? What movie? I don't know. I haven't seen any of the latest
The
Avengers.
same dude from the night before or whatever, the Christmas movie with Seth Rogen.
Who's
is-
also in 42?
Yeah.
Who does he play in 42? Jackie Robinson?
Yeah.
No, because that guy's Black Panther. Black Panther plays Jackie
Oh,
Robinson.
you're right.
I
Never
am
mind.
right.
Never
Thank you.
mind.
Ooh, I just
All right.
flexed.
You win.
All
I
right,
lose.
thank you. Feels good. All right, I wanted to wrap up. What was I talking about just a second ago?
No, dude, it's Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie
In the
plays
Seth
fucking
Rogen
Jackie
movie.
Robinson?
No, in Seth
In the
Rogen.
Seth
movie.
Rogen movie.
Oh, well, that's not what we're talking
All right.
about, though.
Oh
You
yeah,
are
Chadwick Boseman is.
Chadwick Boseman.
And
Jackie
Chadwick
Robinson.
Boseman is on draft day. He's the draft dude. I watched
He's
that
been-
draft
he's
day
been
movie.
killing it, man.
Is so dumb, but I fucking.
I've had a few people say it's addictive. Once you get into it, you got to
you're
watch
like,
it.
what the fuck? Yeah.
I wonder what movies, though. You're right, though. I think they'll always have to release them in the theater first just to get that loot.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, they do.
I know.
People will steal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will steal.
When I released my
Yes.
when I released my album, I said
People
buy
stole
it. on-
it?
No, who would do that? Who would do that? But what I'm saying is, I said it's not available on iTunes, Amazon, And that's what I said. And I had some people commenting going, "It's on Spotify," and I said, "No, but I'll eventually get it on there."
Okay.
But it actually was on Spotify because when you release it, you have to do it all in one day. But I don't want people going to Spotify. I want them to fucking buy it, the damn thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I wish there was a way. So I think that it'll get sooner though. Eventually, you'll get see Avengers this Friday night, and then 2 weeks later you could stream it.
No.
Yeah, you know what I mean,
No.
won't even get that soon.
No, dude. These movies cost the last two Avengers movies alone cost $500,000 or $500 million to make both.
Yeah.
250 million.
And I know there's
each.
still that
But
whole
they're still coming quicker
experience.
out though.
They're
They
coming
do.
out. Well, they
Dude,
come
it
out
used to
quicker,
be-
but they're still in theaters for like.
You used to have to wait a year before the DVD came out.
Dude, I guarantee you, this next Avengers movie will be in theaters for like 4 months
Yeah.
at least. Infinity War like just left theaters like 3 months ago.
Okay, well maybe 2 weeks, like I said, was a bad example, but
Yeah.
I think it definitely comes quicker.
I know there are
nowadays.
some that they're like get it the same day it's out in theaters. That's more like independent films. will
Yeah,
do that,
like
where
independent
that'll
films
be
will do
like
that.
3 Billboards came out. I think like 2
Yeah,
weeks after.
'cause,
it was
like,
that
they-
movie sucked.
There's
I
a
heard it was
movie
really
where
good.
there was a movie where I had somebody was on one of the talk shows, and they were like, "Oh, you can catch her new movie coming out this Friday in theaters or on Netflix." It's like, who the fuck is gonna go to a theater to see this fucking movie when it's on Netflix?
I know that's really stupid. There might be some sort of. I bet the networks. I bet like here's where the future might go.
Okay.
Warner Brothers, Paramount, Miramax, all those, New Line Cinema, whoever the big, Marvel, Disney,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
They eventually might start their own streaming service.
Disney's already starting
Disney
the streaming
has
service
one,
next
yeah.
year.
I know that, but I mean where they'll release their new movies to that.
No.
It's still the same thing. Okay,
Well,
great.
so they're gonna do offshoot stuff. So like Disney's gonna have like those shows with Loki and like all that stuff. So
Yeah.
they can do smaller stuff, but still have like the big tentpole movies. So like
Yeah.
they'll do both. It's both, but they're still gonna have like that giant shit like Avengers. and
Yeah, I
stuff in
guess.
theaters.
I don't know.
Wild.
I just if it's gonna be that expensive though, people will stop going.
I had because I went and saw Deadpool the night
They
it
won't.
came out.
I don't. By the way, see, I think we live
But
in
you're
a
a
bubble.
big go the night.
You're a
of,
big.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
am
but
too.
you're
Oh,
a
yeah.
rare man.
But I went to
No, dude,
no, he's
they're
not
packed
rare.
every
He's
time.
not
They're
rare.
packed every time.
It's packed all the time.
Every
but I
single
went and saw
time.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
And there was a couple next to me breaking up throughout the whole movie. And he's like, "We could just go," and she's like, "No, let's just stay here." And then she was so mad that she was like playing with her hair, and it was so distracting to me that I was like, "Hey, can you please stop doing that? It's like real distracting." And she's like, "Yeah, fine." And then tried to like do it low, and I'm like, it ruined the movie for me. I was like,
I just don't know. In my head, like I never saw Black Panther in the theater. It's on Netflix now.
dude. But when you're
Why the fuck?
when you're
I've been to
but,
movies.
but
Don't tell me experience like that. I already know.
But
Go
like
ahead.
when you're
All right.
in there
Yeah.
and everybody's like
You got that
this Infinity
energy.
Wars will be fun to watch with like if it's a cool crowd, shit man, it's gonna be so fucking fun.
Nobody
to watch.
fucking talks.
I remember seeing like John Wick and everyone in the theater was just like, fuck, what? This is fucking nuts. Yeah.
I've seen action movies opening night.
Yeah.
You ever see Jackie Chan movie opening night?
Hell yeah. Rush Hour 2?
Awesome. No, I'm talking like Rumble in the Bronx.
I
dude.
saw that
No,
in
I'm
the
not
theaters. That was a
old.
fun
Me and my
one.
dad saw
Yeah.
that when I was like
yeah,
8.
my old man took me to
By
that
the way,
one, too.
what are you, like a year younger than me? 2 years younger than me? How old are you?
33.
Yeah, you're. I turned 34 2 months ago, so don't call me old. We're the same
You do
age.
seem older than James.
Yeah, you're a dad.
Do I?
So-
Well, I am a
Yeah,
dad.
yeah.
I'm sorry if I took on.
I don't know, man.
responsibility.
To me, it just seems like movie theaters. I know what you're saying though about the getting it on. You don't want to get ripped and stuff, but like,
I like seeing comedies opening night more. I remember seeing Wedding Crashers the day it came out. Don't judge me. I was 19 or 20. Fantastic.
Hell yeah.
I remember as a kid, I saw every
Everyone
movie.
was
I saw
dying.
every movie in the theater as a kid.
Yeah, I saw.
you had to.
I saw
it
American
was so
Pie.
boring in Indiana. It was like,
Underage.
you just saw.
My sister's friend's mom had to buy us tickets to American Pie because we were all underage.
Yeah.
Seeing that opening night was fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I saw it at a theater in freaking Melrose Park for some reason, and it was like a rare. Like, look, people listening across the country, you might not realize this. Chicago, incredibly segregated, incredibly. So
What
to
do you
do, so to go to a theater where it's like half white, half black.
Yeah.
For a comedy like American Pie was super funny. I remember when he was fucking
Imagine
the
if
pie.
you're like a black dude watching American Pie and there's like no black people in it.
There really is
That
no
has to
black
be
people
so,
in that.
Like I haven't thought
can't
about
think of
that.
one in
like
that
it's got
movie.
it has to be so weird
It's like
Like,
how you learn about white
to
people.
just be like,
First
it's like a documentary on white people. I guess
White people be fucking pies.
It's just so weird. Like I guess this is what they
There
all
was
do.
a girl going, "Oh no, he's not fucking that pie," and it made it better.
Sure,
It made it fucking funnier.
Sure.
And I'm not like that's exactly how she said it. It was
Do you miss
so
people
funny.
not clapping after movies like in LA?
No, some people do that
clap?
Chicago opening night.
Really?
I think that's so stupid.
They clapped.
Who you
My
clapping
flight
for?
was so shitty.
Turn
on
around
the
and
way
clap to
home.
the projector guy. If
My
anyone.
flight was so bad. It was like so much turbulence, and it was like it was snowing, and there was cloud. It was crazy.
Oh, Orlando back.
And when
we were both out of town. Over
and
the
when we
weekend. I was in LA.
landed, everybody clapped, and because it was like, oh shit, we almost died. And I think the pilot even went, "Not bad, huh?" It was like pretty cool.
That's pretty scary.
Like, yeah, cool.
I was watching the Bears game, like I said, so I was like, I remember at one point going, "What the fuck?" And I realized I'm in the middle seat, and the two people next to me could give a shit about football. There was a couple of people on it who were like, "Oh, you got football on too?"
If you can have TV on a flight, man, it's
Well, it was nuts. As the Bears were down, and I'm like, "Well, this is fucking over." So I remember taking my headphones out, and not giving a shit. And then, we were, what do they call it? We're just driving around the fucking runway, taxiing. Thank you. And then we finally get in, and I'm like, well, what do we, I checked the Bears again. I'm like, wait a minute. How the fuck do we get the ball back? We got the ball back. Holy shit. And I was able to get off. I ran to a bar in O'Hare and caught them as we tied it with no time left to send it to overtime. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And everyone at the bar was going nuts. And the one bartender was being all like, well, it's a $10 fee just to watch, because everyone was watching and weren't buying anything, because everyone was filing in. I remember being like, you surly motherfucker. But yeah, that was kind of a fun experience.
cool.
I know you're really into that, man. Thanks, bud. I don't know. You guys have to sell me on going to the movies, because I had fun when I don't mind going, but just if it starts, like, if it's $30 now for two people,
I just
what's
think
it gonna be, $50?
if everybody can promise to be cool, I'm in.
No talking.
No talking. No fucking phones.
Can't stand talking.
I know.
No sniffling.
No
breathing too heavily.
No going
too
like
heavily.
No laughing when it's
get like
clearly
a
not
fucking-
funny.
Get like a popcorn kernel stuck in your teeth. No, dude, fucking. Oh my
I don't
god.
want to know shit about your fucking, bullshit going on in your life.
Yeah, if you're about to break up, maybe a movie's not the best choice.
Right? I could kill that fucking couple.
Yeah. Was the movie to save the
She
relationship?
was just like, I want to know, like, or
I would be like, I think you should
afterwards,
leave.
I'm like,
you should listen to him for a change, just so you guys are breaking up bad communication.
You have to answer every question I have after this movie, because you fucking ruined my night.
Yeah.
You have to answer every question.
What
I have.
was it? Was it the sex? Is he
What
running
the
around
fuck
on you?
was it?
Or is she just annoying as shit?
But like people on their phones, man, that'll fucking.
No, I remember
drive
being in a
me
movie
on
once,
the
and this
fucking
guy
phone,
kept
please.
checking his text messages, and the light was bothering the hell out of me. I can't remember what movie it was.
I do like though
Cloverfield. I
some of
remember like,
those-
dude, this is nauseating enough. I don't need you with your light.
The new big seats, like you can't really see what the person in front of you is doing. Or
See, I
whatever.
got to go to one of those. I heard the new theaters, the new AMC off of like Harlem there. That's real nice. The Regal theaters are pretty good, but it's not like too fancy with the seating or anything like that. I don't know. Like maybe I'll give it a whirl again. Maybe I'll start getting into it. But if I'm not gonna go see any Oscar contenders because I'm gonna get them. I was gonna say before, I'm gonna get
How
one
about
of these
those people on
guys
Facebook who are like, I've seen every Oscar contender.
How about the people who are able to rank movies at the end of the year? I've never in my life seen
man.
10 movies in one year.
I know, like,
how are you able to how are you doing a top
when
10
Movie
list?
Pass was out, some people are like, it is wild though to see the people who can see all those movies. I'm just like, you don't have a lot going on.
Well, we talked about this before.
If you're
we aired.
like what?
Someone says they hate Caddyshack. I don't get how you're such a movie snob that
But
you
people
don't like
like
Caddyshack.
doing that. People like saying that shit.
What about I haven't seen it. Again, you guys know I've seen one movie in the last 2 years in the theaters. I have not seen Bohemian Rhapsody. But it's funny to me because half the people on Facebook fucking hate it, and the half are all in the art scene, comedy or otherwise. And the people who loved it aren't. So that means regular people love the movie, snobs hate it. If you make a movie, what do you give a shit about?
Regular people are dumb, and they oh, I know this song.
But you know what though?
Yeah, I know this song.
But you know what?
I
That's
know
not
this
Bohemian
song.
Rhapsody though. But yeah, Queen hits.
know.
I understand. I thought you were saying they were going into it because they're like,
No.
oh, I know Bohemian Rhapsody. Fuck yeah, no, that's a great tune.
Yeah.
8 minutes.
Do you think
long.
anyone saw that movie and they're like, he was gay?
Maybe. I bet.
Whoa, what the fuck?
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
Because that was an old thing. People used to say that homophobic guys in arenas are like singing along to gay anthems.
Yeah.
You know?
Because everybody back in the day, I was talking to this with Sarah, where I was showing her all these old videos, and I was just like, I showed her like Wham, Wake Me Up Before You Go and shit. And I'm like, this dude was like a sex symbol, and like girls had his poster on their wall, and like nobody was like, this dude's gay. And I think it would be funny if he was like doing interviews like, hey, I'm gay. And people were like, no, you're not.
George Michael, same
Yeah,
guy, you know?
You're not gay. Yeah, right. If you're gay, then I'm fucking Ronald Reagan. And they're like, but
Great
guys,
80s
I'm
reference.
gay. I have sex with gay men. And they're like, oh, yeah, right.
This guy's a real kidder over here,
Yeah,
ladies. Huh?
like,
Sense of humor.
are
Put
you
that on the list.
fucking-
Handsome and funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. All right. What?
You've been trying to wrap this up for a while.
I have been, and
How do you normally do
I
this?
used to joke saying this podcast should be called "What Was I Talking
How do you
About?"
normally do this?
Because I have rhythm, and my guests inevitably interrupt. Which I do the same thing too.
I'm done. I won't talk anymore.
No, I normally get a good point,
on
and
podcasts
then
they say, "Hey, do you have anything to plug?"
that's how I end it. But I had a fucking further point that I wanted to add to it. It wasn't about Bohemian Rhapsody. Here's what you said, or maybe all those people are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And James laughed along with that.
Yeah.
And
Because we're smarter than most people.
No, you're not.
James
actually.
and I are smarter.
At first,
than most
I thought
people.
that. At
We're
first,
in the
I thought
upper
that too.
10 percentile of intelligence.
You too, maybe, but the other people on my Facebook timeline who think that. At first, I thought, oh yeah, maybe these people are dumb, and then I thought, wait, that's what all the other people always assume.
Yeah.
And I know all these other people. They're not. They're fucking. They think they're geniuses because they go, I thought Moonlight Kingdom was amazing. But it's like you're also a person who can't fucking do anything. You can't do anything.
Most
Not
people
you or
who
you,
like a bad,
but
dumb movie probably never didn't see Moonlight.
they probably didn't. Maybe they didn't. You're right.
Yeah.
Because 4 people saw that movie. I saw it. It was fine. I got in trouble for saying this to people. They're like, you didn't think it was the most amazing thing you've ever seen? Like, no, there was no talking through most of it, right? I couldn't figure. In the beginning, the guy who turns out to be gay, everyone's making fun of him, but they didn't show him do gay stuff for him to get made fun of. They just showed him being a little kid standing in line, and everyone starts beating the shit out of him, and then it's just like, I'm supposed to know? Oh, well, they're beating him up because he's gay, and he had to... No, that's not how that works. If he was an 8-year-old being all flamboyant, then yeah, he probably would have got his ass kicked, especially in that community. Not being racist, these are facts, right? No, it is fucking true. I hate that you can't just be... By the way, as white guys, you guys are like, Joe, don't say this shit.
No,
Black
I just
people in
think
this
it's
room right now,
funny
they're
that
like,
you
fuck
said
yeah, dude, you're being honest.
I like how you said there's statistics to prove this.
No, it's you brought it up earlier.
I'm
gonna
The
pull it
down
up right
low,
now.
the Carfax.
the whole idea with down low people is that in that community
have
you
to
can't be
explain.
open.
Joe, you
No,
don't
I'm
have
going
to-
to explain it. In that community, it's harder to be open and out, so therefore they're on the down low. And that's just a fucking fact of things. That's not like, you know what I mean? If you don't talk about it, you just ignore it. But no, I have a couple jokes where I'll mention race. When there's black people in the crowd, they all die. It's
They
white
all
people.
die.
They do. It's
Every
white
time.
people who are like fucking, oh my God, did you just say that?
Yep.
White people are the fucking worst. And so now, they are. And so now when I read these movie reviews, it's always from these snobby ass white people. And I'm only getting mad because I know how they fucking are. They think, oh, well, I'm a genius because I thought this. I'm like, you have $8 in your bank account. You're a fucking dork. How are you a genius? You don't know how to act socially.
Do you watch Saturday Night Live at all ever?
When I was a kid, yeah. I don't
Okay.
watch as an
It's still
adult.
on.
It's still on?
Beck Bennett did a character on Weekend Update last
When am I home on a
week.
Saturday night?
I recorded it. It was in my DVR, and I was watching it while I was putting furniture together.
I watch it. Chris
And
Red's great. Sam Jay's
Beck
great.
Bennett did a bit where
Steve Castillo.
where he goes, he goes, he's the guy who sees things a little different, and he was like the fucking douchiest guy ever, and he'd be like, just ask me about anything, and they're like, well, I mean, what do you think about the Trump situation? He's like, well, I see things a little different, and he was such a douche, and it was like fucking so good.
Are you telling me I'm that, or am I making fun of that guy?
But I think a lot of people just want to be like,
I think people just want to be
the
contrarian.
Yeah.
What I had heard about Bohemian Rhapsody, people were hating it before it ever came out off the trailer.
Okay.
Or because some critic who got an advance copy said they didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like people who go to Yelp first, go to the AV Club first, all that stuff. I think to myself, like, because they all think they're these blazing
when I see a
Mavericks,
movie,
originals, I'm like, that's not original.
When
You're
I see a
fucking
movie and I'm all into it, like for
Rotten
recently,
Tomatoes.
Halloween and the Predator movie that came out, I knew they weren't perfect movies, and I knew people would have issues with them. I waited to read. I have certain review. I'm sure everyone does, like certain movie review people on YouTube or whatever that I value their opinions, or I like hear what they say. And for the most part, I'll be watching them, and everyone's kind of like, it was good, it wasn't perfect, or whatever. Every once in a while, someone will be like, I hated it, and I'll be like, I don't know, man, I liked it. Maybe I'm a big old dummy sometimes, but certain movies I liked. And then there's some where I'm just like the last Star Wars movie. There was this big debate about it, and people were like, if you didn't like it, you don't like women and all. And
Wait, what?
The whole Star Wars thing just got crazy. And there was a certain
Well, that was like
segment
when
of
the
people-
Ghostbusters female version came
Sure.
out. If you don't like women.
Sure.
Which I think was part of the studio's idea to get people to go see it opening weekend.
I mean,
Really?
it was just bad. It was
Because
bad.
I know meat-headed guys who are like, oh, I love Melissa McCarthy. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
And they were like, you see what these
Dude.
jerk-off men are saying? I'm like, I don't know
Spy-
any of them who are saying
Spy
it. I
and
think
The Heat are fucking
dude,
awesome.
Spy is unbelievably
Spy
funny.
is unbelievably
The Heat
awesome.
is
and
fucking
the Heat
the
is super
shit.
great too.
But the Ghostbusters movie was,
Yeah.
it wasn't very good. It was like whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like,
This is Ghostbusters 2, which wasn't very good
know.
either.
there's supposed to be Ghostbusters 3 where they go to hell.
Yeah, I heard that. They couldn't get that was right when
Bill
Bill Murray
Murray.
and Harold Ramis's relationship was shattered,
Bill
which
Murray
sucks.
was all on Bill Murray.
But first Ghostbusters was great. I mean, Ghostbusters 2 was okay. I don't know, but I just don't like the idea that, like you were saying, like if you don't like this, you're anti-woman. If you don't like, that just seems like a fucked up society to live in.
Yeah.
Where you can't just judge it for what it is. It has to
Yeah.
be, oh, well, wait a minute here.
Yeah.
And we all do it now because it's so banged into our fucking brains. On the last podcast, I talked about
our cuck brains.
Yeah, right.
Our beta cuck brains.
No, but honestly, I've been having it where, and I'm open. Everyone knows this. I'm left wing leaning. I'm very liberal on a lot of stuff.
Everyone knows this.
I'm talking to podcast listeners right now, Marty.
Okay, yeah.
Don't be the guy like every now and then.
Everyone at the pub knows
No, but I
this.
fucking hate this shit.
Everyone at the pub knows
I've heard
Joe's liberal
podcasts.
as shit.
I've heard not to my own, but I've listened to podcasts where the host will explain something, and then the guy who's like, "Well, you don't know that," and he's like, "No, fuckhead, I know that. The listeners don't." But he's not like me, so he just goes,
Yeah.
So like what you were doing was stupid and shitty. I had to explain it to people. But yeah, I'm liberal. But dude, the more I hear like the people who are like far liberal, I go, oh, I see why people end up becoming right wing because you're a fucking moron.
Sometimes what I like to do if something happens like in the news, I'll watch a little of like MSNBC or CNBC or CNN, and then I'll switch over to Fox News. It's so fun to see the different.
The contrasts are hilarious.
Fucking good.
No, it's definitely hilarious.
I love it.
But dude, like man, like it's weird right now. Just
hey man, don't even worry about it.
No, I don't worry about it. But it's fun to talk about. Like
Don't
earlier,
worry
you were
about
talking about like John Cena speaking Chinese. Like it's
Yeah.
hilarious because you're like, this seems like you shouldn't be doing
Yeah.
it. And even a couple of things I was saying earlier, you go, like,
Yeah, no.
is that improving our society? Is that making are things becoming better from this? Because I'm all for whatever makes things better.
Yeah.
You know, stop saying the word retard. Yes, absolutely. Stop saying, that's progress.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But like when I hear stuff where it's like, oh, I saw Star Wars. I didn't like it. Oh, what? Were you upset that a black man was
I
in
saw
it?
Star Wars. It was
What?
retarded.
Yeah. But, shit
No,
like
I
that.
know.
Even us laughing at that is
But
problematic.
I think some people just want they just want to
Stir it up.
they're like wrestling now. There's this new segment of wrestling fans who are like super political, and they bring that into wrestling, and they're like, how come this and how come this and how come this, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Wrestling's still kind of behind the times. Like, man, I don't know what to tell you. Are you bringing up John Cena speaking fucking Chinese?
Yeah.
This is so crazy.
Look at him learning the most popular language on the planet.
It's funny.
It looks like he's dubbed.
It's funny to me. I'm sorry.
It is funny. All right, I don't know how well people are picking this up. You got the audio directly in?
Yeah.
All right.
What is he doing?
This is a commercial for it, something. Because he's holding up a product. He's holding up soy sauce.
He loves.
He goes, this is the best soy sauce.
His new love is.
That's Mongolian steak. I've seen that before, I think. But Mongolian isn't Chinese, though, is it?
He
close
speaks
enough.
Mandarin.
They're
I
on
think
something
he speaks
board.
Mandarin. I'm not
Mandarin-
sure.
One of the two
Mandarin's
big languages.
Chinese.
It's
He might-
Mandarin
yeah.
There's
and
Cantonese
It's
and
Chinese.
and
Okay,
Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Cantonese is what Wayne's girlfriend in Wayne's World spoke.
Cantonese.
Ooh.
Cantonese.
Yeah.
Yes. She's from Shaiwang Bay. I think that's what it's called.
Now
Nah.
that sounded racist.
It did.
Yeah.
By the way, whenever I say any Asian names, I sound racist. There's a baseball player, Shohei
Mad
Ohtani,
inflection
and I
on
kept
that.
saying his name wrong. I'm like, Shohei Ohtani, and they're like, you don't need to fucking put the accent in there. I'm like, that's how I heard it, though. Shohei Ohtani. All right, well, that's been it for the podcast, everybody. There's no, like,
I know, man.
Hot
I got to
dogs
leave.
are
I got to
fine.
pay my
That's
tab
it.
and
Yeah,
go.
I gotta go to bed.
Marty could end by doing his impression of me, in which he just goes, what the fuck, man?
That's not how I do it.
I'm kidding. You go, yeah, I'm Joe Kilgallon. You're looking at me like I'm making up the version that you do.
Hey,
Tell me I'm not accurate.
all right, it's me, Joe. Marty, you want to, plug your podcast, whatever the fuck it is. That's
No, I
that's
know what it
what
is.
it is. No, that's your move. You even if you get like not angry, but you'll get aggressive. Plug your fucking podcast, whatever the fuck it's called.
No.
It's Marty and Sarah love wrestling.
No.
Wrestling.
Oh.
You don't say the G. Wrestling.
That's true. I don't say the G, and you've made that clear, and my father's made that clear. When I promote things,
yes.
always from the heart.
Yeah.
I believe it, man. I'm a big Marty DeRosa fan. I made a list actually recently. I made a list, but I didn't publish
In your
this
head?
list. It was in my head that I
Yeah.
said out loud to a friend of mine. to Danny Callis. I was telling him, I think there's about 7 or 8 comedians, maybe 8. I think I said it was 8. 8 comedians in the city of Chicago who I could honestly say are better comedians than me. Right now, that doesn't mean in 2 months from now I won't be number 1.
It's very modest.
Again, I feel
It
that is
very
fairly
modest,
modest.
isn't it?
Sure.
That's very modest.
Is that modest? I think
Yeah.
so.
Definitely.
And Marty is definitely right at the
Thanks,
right
man.
on the top of that list.
Thanks.
No, because I have different reasons or different categories. I look at things because I'm a diehard baseball fan.
Mm-hmm.
The way I'm with baseball, you are with wrestling.
Okay.
True. I've worked with baseball players. You work with wrestling.
Yeah.
You're better at it though. And
I did.
you know the stat WAR? It's called wins above replacement. That
okay.
statistic, what it does is it takes base running,
Okay.
defense, and offense, and tries to break it down to one number.
Okay.
Meaning, how many more wins does that player provide
From being on the show.
From-
or being on the show.
being in major league? Meaning
Yeah.
replacement level, like a 0 WAR.
Okay.
Meaning you didn't add shit, you didn't take away shit.
Yeah. Me and Little
Is
League.
what you would take from AAA.
Okay.
So I'm getting all burpy now from the Miller Lite. Excuse me. I had to, everybody. Your WAR, phenomenal,
Oh, nice.
right? Because you hit a lot of the categories. I would break it down to the amount of time you could do,
Okay.
time you could perform in front of any audience, no matter what the circumstance is.
Okay.
Like, if the fire alarm goes off in a comedy show on accident, someone leans up against it. There are certain comics who are like, oh my God, if it happens during their set, that's bad
Yeah,
news.
it's over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything's fucked.
Yeah.
But if it happens during this person's set, he or she will be able to they will be able to handle it. No, because you got to learn. He or she or they will be able to handle it perfectly.
I love it.
I'm being like
No,
a
man,
good
it's
person.
great.
You guys are laughing.
Yeah,
about.
no, for real. You're doing great.
And
So
I
proud
think
of you.
that's that. I put that in there.
Yeah.
Written material too, because there's
Okay.
some people who kill, but if you read the jokes on paper, not that strong, which is
Sure.
fine too. There's no right or wrong to any of this.
Sure.
It's
It's
all
subjective.
open to interpretation. This is just my own little thing.
Okay.
Because I like people who are both.
Okay.
If it's just great writing, but you're boring as you perform it, I take points anyway like that.
Okay.
But Marty, you were always right up there. So if I were to give a pitch, not a pitch, but like, a promo for Marty and Sarah
Yeah.
Loves Wrestling, which I'll do right now,
Okay.
everybody. If you're a fan of wrestling, if you're a fan of relationships, if you're a fan of passion, I've got the podcast for you. Marty DeRosa, stand-up comedian, professional wrestling enthusiast.
Sure.
Sarah Shockey, artist, professional wrestling enthusiast. Both strong internet personalities come together to form the greatest duo in podcast history.
Oh, I don't.
Marty, I don't know
Thanks.
Sarah's last name, so I can't
Shockey.
imagine it. Shockey.
just
No, I knew
said
that.
it.
Sarah Joy Shockey.
You just said it
I
out
did
loud.
say Shockey,
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
I? Did I?
Yes.
Sarah Shockey. I did
Yeah.
say Sarah. I said Marty DeRosa. Sarah Shockey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm blanking, man.
Okay.
It's late.
Anyway, though, dude, I'm still jet lagged and I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
I
You
saw
came
like
from
2
LA.
hours on
You're
Sunday.
not jet
Holy
lagged.
shit.
Dude, no,
You
man.
piece of shit.
No, you
You're
know what?
not jet lagged from LA.
I'm off on the
you
time zone.
piece of
The
shit.
time zone I'm off.
Oh,
on.
It's
2 hours.
2 hours.
Dude, it feels like 100 hours, man.
Come
It feels
on,
like
dude.
so many hours.
Come on, you should be.
Anyway,
mad at
it is the
yourself.
podcast for you. Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling. Follow Marty on Twitter. He's a great Twitterer. He's a great tweeter. I'm starving too, man. You ever get like hungry and you're like weak from hunger?
Yeah.
That's what I got going on right now. Anyway, it's at Marty DeRosa. He's at Marty DeRosa on everything.
Yeah, everything.
Correct. I'm at Joe Kilgallon on everything.
Hey, if you want to have sex with me and you send me a message on Snapchat, I'm probably not gonna read it, but still send him. You know? Still nice. Still nice to know.
It's nice because you might, when you're
Yeah.
50.
Sometimes I have this.
and the beard's white,
Sometimes
you
I
might
have
go-
this where I want to tell the crowds at a show, I won't sleep with you because I won't cheat on my girlfriend, but if I could have had sex with you, I would like to know.
I like that.
Just a thumbs up on the way out.
No.
Just in another world.
Have you gotten a thumbs up?
In another world, if things weren't the way they were, could I have sex with you? Just give me a thumbs up. You don't have to give me a thumbs down. I don't need that. But just give me a thumbs up.
You
if
and I
you
are
could have
both
made
in
this happen.
super happy relationships,
Mhm.
but we're still men.
Yeah.
So we, have the
I
little
still
bit
want
of ego.
to know.
The
who
best
I
I
could have
did
sex
that.
with.
I did the drink date laugh show at the Laugh Factory.
Mhm.
It's all like a
Yeah,
dating
they,
thing.
you do F, Marry, Kill. At
They
the
did F,
end.
Marry, Kill at the end. Both times I've done it, I've gotten effed every time.
Wow.
That's better than getting married in my eyes.
Wow.
They'll be like, I'll F that guy. I'll do, So
Cool.
it's kind of funny.
I had one where they go,
throwing that out
I'll
there.
fuck that guy, but he has to wear 2 condoms.
That's asking to get pregnant right there. I'll tell you that. All right, everybody. This has been Kilgallon's Pub. Cheers.
Oh, I thought we were gonna actually
We
do that. Okay, I'm done.